I've got posters on my wall. I love it that much.
Right, okay, so that's sarcasm.
Hey, and welcome to the Pulp Culture Podcast, your freshly dose of all things pop culture. I'm Nath.
I'm MJ.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
We're obviously recording before the New Year, but we're so close to the New Year.
You can taste it.
Is that what 2026 tastes like?
Yeah.
Kind of tastes like Dr. Pepper.
It tastes like fresh water.
It's very different for both of us, isn't it?
It's fresh and clean and full of potential.
And mine is syrupy and sugary goodness.
It's full of energy and zest and taste.
Oh, I love it. I love the spin.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, talking about zest, why don't we get into the zest?
Let's do that.
I've got the first bunch because I've got so much to talk about. But we do have a special guest coming up, so we'll get into that very, very soon.
We do.
First of all, animated news.
Okay.
It has been reported that there is DC are releasing a new animated series next year called Superpowers.
Oh, wow.
Now, this has been really, really quiet, but it kind of surprises me. It's going to have the likes of Mr. Terrific and Black Canary being trainers.
So is it based on like action figures or?
Yeah, like I said, there hasn't been a lot of information. It's sort of just given us a sort of a brief blurb. It's coming out next year. We don't see any of any turnarounds of characters or anything like that.
Okay.
No idea who's producing it.
Yeah.
All we know is that DC has made the announcement that a Superpowers animated TV series.
That's exciting.
It's 20 plus episodes, so it's a pretty decent investment.
Nice.
When I hear 20 plus episodes now, though, I kind of look at that as maybe they're like 15-minute shorts. So we might get to an episode, if you want to call it that.
Perhaps along the lines of Justice League action.
Yeah, exactly the
That
same.
sort of thing.
I hope it's not. I hope it's something that's a little bit more seriously.
Yeah.
But look, I think that's a really exciting something different.
I think so too, because it might be an evolution of Superpowers to me. I figure they were always an evolution of the Super Friends TV series from back in the day.
Yeah.
And maybe this is sort of a modern spin on Super Friends, which, it's too much to say that it hasn't aged well, but it is very dated.
Yeah.
Although people of our vintage, I think, I remember it very fondly because it was, a big deal back in the day. If they can find a way to contemporise that, then I think that'd be fantastic.
I think it'd be good. So here's the lineup that it will feature. It'll feature, like I said, it will Mr. Terrific.
Yeah. Nice.
And Martian Manhunter will be a teacher.
Okay.
We'll have
a teacher.
A teacher.
I said like a teacher of what, the other heroes?
Just says that they're teachers.
Okay. All right. Nice.
So it could be a bit like Young Justice.
Yep.
Where we had a sort of a roster of different teachers.
Yeah. Okay.
So
like Red Tornado was to Young Justice.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
Okay.
So here's the lineup: Guy Gardner.
Yes. Always welcome.
Terra.
Oh. Okay.
Jesse Quick as the Flash.
Yes. Nice.
Black Lightning.
Right. So they're bringing up, raising up the profiles of some, I guess, lesser known type characters.
Yeah.
Not just falling back on the usual, the Trinity and the Flash. And
exactly.
Hal Jordan and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Exactly.
Oh, that's nice.
So yeah, that's all the information we have at the moment. When we get more information, we'll definitely
nice.
be chatting more in depth about it.
I'm very excited about that.
Yeah. What do you got?
Well, I've got something that I know nothing about, and I'm pretty sure that you know nothing about. You haven't watched any Bridgerton, have you?
I've got posters on my wall. I love it that much.
Right, that's sarcasm. I'm not usually tuned into it, but this time I picked it up. That was absolutely dripping.
After so many episodes and so many years as friends, you should really pick up on that.
Okay. So, yes. So, basically, we've had a new Bridgerton trailer this week.
Yes.
I think we're up to season 4.
Broke some records, too, on its premiere.
Oh, the trailer?
Yeah.
Oh, so smashed the YouTube, did it?
Yeah, smashed the YouTube.
Oh, wow. There you go.
I don't know if it smashed it, but it was, it did well.
Well, smashing it, that would be appropriate for Bridgerton from what I've heard.
Yep.
But,
smashing.
Yeah, that's right. We you and I don't know too much about Bridgerton because we haven't watched any.
We've got an expert.
We know that it's very popular, but yeah, we've got an expert coming. We've got a special guest today. We've got producer Kim, who is a huge pop culture fan. She's a Nightwing super fan. I'd say she's an 11th Doctor Who super fan.
Oh.
And she's a Star Wars. You love Star Wars, don't you? And she's a frequent contributor to the Adam Richard Has a Theory podcast. She often shoots off a theory there and has her own segment called Catch Up with Kim.
Oh.
So she's come in to talk to us about Bridgerton because clearly you and I are not qualified to discuss this topic. So welcome, Kim.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here, though I don't know if I'd call myself a Bridgerton expert. I haven't read the books that the series is based on, but I'm going to at least say some things about the show so that you guys know what's going on, because it is very much a pop culture moment. Bridgerton is one of the big Netflix properties, in as much as it has its own little animation on the pop-up screen, so it's in the same level as Stranger Things and Wednesday.
Yep.
And yes, this is season 4, so sort of the first season came out, and I think it's sort of built on further and further. For those that don't know, it is based on a book series, and it follows the Bridgerton siblings. There are 8 of them, and each season sort of follows one of the siblings and their, trials and tribulations of getting to be married. So season 1 had Daphne, the oldest daughter, and we all swooned over Regé-Jean Page, who then went on to be in Dungeons and Dragons.
He was very dreamy.
This is one of the things that I mean, it's important for us to talk about Bridgerton is because it's brought us a few, big name stars in the last few years, hasn't it?
Exactly.
Like if it wasn't for Bridgerton, we wouldn't have Jonathan Bailey.
That's correct. So he's Anthony, so he's the oldest. He was season 2, which I think that was where a lot of people knew him. He had done a lot of stuff in the UK before, but that was probably where most people took notice of him.
Yeah.
Season 3, we had Nicola Coughlan, who then went on and was in an episode of Doctor Who.
She from Derry Girls.
Derry Girls as well. And so season 4 is centred around Benedict, who is the second oldest son. He's a bit of a mischief. Being the second oldest, he doesn't have the responsibility. In the trailer, they actually call him a rake, which is quite appropriate.
What's a rake, Kim?
It's somebody who doesn't behave the way that they should, and is a bit of a rapscallion. And in fact, in season 3, he was a bit of a rapscallion with Hannah New from Black Sails, who's one of our favourites as well.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
So the trailer dropped this week, which is very exciting. One thing to note for people is that the object of his affections this season is actually an Australian actress. Her name is Yerin Ha. So she's Korean-Australian. She's a NIDA graduate. So I think she's been in Halo, but this is definitely going to elevate her.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't put Halo on my resume, but you got to start somewhere, right?
All right, that's a discussion for another day because
Exactly.
I haven't watched all of Halo, but I did enjoy it.
This season of Bridgerton's come around relatively quick compared to the others, or is it still staggered?
We had a
as
spin-off.
long as it has been?
We did have a spin-off there for a while, but I feel that was before season 3.
Okay.
Time becomes fluid because I don't always watch it straight away, and so sometimes I'm catching up a bit later. So it seems to come out every couple of years.
It's like 2 years, isn't it? Right?
Like in the pandemic.
Yeah.
So yeah, it does take a bit to get going. I remember they announced season 4 just as season 3 finished screening.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, there probably has been about a year or 2 in between.
Yeah, it's a long time.
Yeah.
It's a long time as a fan to be waiting for that.
You excited though?
I am. Look, Bridgerton is great. Like, it's set in Regency, England, and so the costumes are amazing. I love a good frock show. And the way they've done the casting, the way they've cast the show, and like they do, you know, string adaptations of modern music. So it's really fun. I was very excited by the trailer. I watched it several times, like probably a lot of the fans. I was a teeny little bit disappointed about the story because it does seem to be following your classic Cinderella tale of, so she is, you know, a maid who goes to a ball, a masquerade ball, it must be said, and meets him on the stairs, and there's a moment and she drops her glove, not her shoe, and then of course there will be trials and tribulations after that. So
having said that, like, it's just the first trailer though, isn't it?
Correct.
And how many episodes have the past seasons been?
Usually about 8 or so. They do split them in the middle.
So like a Cinderella story is not just going to fill.
Oh gosh. Oh, there's going to be. There's always subplots and.
There's so many characters involved, isn't there?
Absolutely.
Of the series.
But in general, we're pretty positive about the prospects of a new season.
It's going to be amazing. Yeah. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be gorgeous and fun and lovely.
Producer Mandy's a fan as well.
Producer Mandy is a fan. So she has been hanging out for season 4, she's. I think we'll just write off our time together during Bridgerton.
Right. Okay. Have a Netflix break.
Absolutely. Yep. So we'll be on a break.
I'm sure you won't be alone.
She'll be dating Netflix. So
mark it in your calendar, Nath. That it is Volume 1 is dropping on the 29th of January.
Okay.
Then we have a month to recover and theorise and memes and such, and then Volume 2 is cool off. Volume 2 is the 26th of February.
I'm single and ready to mingle with Paramount.
Fantastic. All right. Well, thank you for that breakdown, Producer Kim.
Yes.
We look forward to having you back on the show at some stage, but we really appreciate you coming in and talking all things Bridgerton.
With a pedigree like that, we're definitely going to have Producer Kim back on the show.
Thanks, guys. Have fun.
Thanks, Kim.
All right. Back to you, MJ.
Bridgerton, yeah. So that was one of the trailers that we had out this week. I had another Netflix trailer. And this one was for Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man, the movie.
Was he on the horse, like on the poster?
No, he wasn't. He was looking really...
deceptive poster.
Yeah. No, Tommy Shelby, played by Cillian Murphy, was looking very depressed in this trailer. I have said on the show previously that I haven't actually watched every episode yet. I've got another season to go before the movie comes into play. So I'm not exactly sure where he's at, but he looks like he's at a very low ebb. But excited that the Peaky Blinders movie's coming anyway, because it's a great show, and so I know that'll cause a bit of a stir amongst the people with Netflix subscriptions.
They seem to be killing it at the moment when it comes to these types of things, these types of properties.
Yeah, no, Netflix are really trying to impress everybody at the moment. I don't know whether it's got anything to do with the Warner Brothers purchase or anything like that, but as far as I'm concerned, bring it on. Yeah, they're bringing out some great stuff. I guess there's a lot of eyes on them at the moment because of Stranger Things, and so they're really trying to impress the people that have come back to them for Stranger Things while they're in focus. But
and we'll talk a little bit about that maybe in the review, Stranger Things, if you want.
Yes, absolutely. Spoiler free. But yes,
they'll die.
We'll have to. You did it. You did it. You ruined it.
I'm going to get a T-shirt that says Pulp Culture Podcast, and then on the back it says "They all die."
Yeah. You're in a spoiler zone.
It's going to be a popular T-shirt.
We could have something because of the juice theme to the Pulp Culture Podcast. We could say, "Beware the spoiler splashback" or something.
Oh, I like it.
Oh, actually, that doesn't sound.
That doesn't sound. No,
that didn't come out as good as I thought it would.
No.
Oh, I see. Even that doesn't help.
Yep, edited.
Anyway,
all right.
The only other stuff I had was just some talk about the Avengers Doomsday X-Men leak, but I imagine you've probably got that on your list as well.
Well, go for it. Let's talk about that now.
Yeah, well, you sent it to me, didn't you?
I did send it to you.
I hadn't seen it before you sent it to me, but it was just a grainy little video on Instagram.
Yep.
Of
another leak from Marvel.
Yeah. Well, you said this is the third trailer.
This is the third trailer.
So I've somehow missed the Thor one.
So Thor 1 came and went really, really quickly.
Yeah. So Thor didn't leak on me.
No, Captain America has obviously been released. You saw it in cinema.
He's taken his leap.
All its glory in the IMAX.
Yes.
And Thor, I believe, has now dropped in cinemas.
Okay.
So as we were talking last week's episode, when you were talking about Avatar and you'd seen it in IMAX,
yep.
The plan is to drop one trailer a week.
Yep.
In Avatar.
Yep.
So the idea is to try and get audiences to go and see Avatar.
Right.
For the trailer.
They're probably also, making a reasonable assumption that Avatar is going to be in theatres pretty consistently for at least a month.
Well, it's just hit 750 million
right.
Worldwide box office.
So that's pretty good, isn't it?
So it's on its way,
yeah.
right? And I think that this is a really clever marketing campaign by Marvel.
Yeah.
And I don't recall a movie dropping a trailer a week.
No.
Behind something.
No.
This is kind of a new territory.
Yeah. And definitely not attached to another single big film.
Yeah, absolutely.
No.
And so, correct us if we're wrong, listeners. You can hit us up on the Pulp Culture Pod on all our socials. But yeah, it's huge. So second trailer is Thor.
Do you have any details about what the content of it was?
He's having a bit of he's walking through a forest. We're kind of getting a bit of a montage of him with his daughter. Is it Love? I think that's what she was called.
Yeah, I can't recall.
Love and Thunder. Yeah, so it's Love. Yeah,
okay, yeah.
So from Love and Thunder, he had the adopted daughter.
Right. Okay.
And so she's still in the picture.
Might have to do a rewatch.
I think he's like tucking her into bed or something or other.
Yeah. And
he's kind of got this prayer that he's kind of saying, walking through a forest, to Odin or to the gods.
Okay.
And how he's asking for one more time to be the hero that everybody needs him to be.
Okay.
So there's a level of self-doubt, but they are taking it...
Pessimism about his future or something.
I'm not too sure, but, maybe it's now the father and daughter experience that he, before he really didn't have to answer to anybody. He was his own person, and so he could be reckless and, put himself in danger and all the rest of it. And now he wants to make sure that he still does his job, but comes home to his daughter at night.
Right.
I think
he's got that sense of parental responsibility that we all get.
We all get when we have kids.
Yeah.
So that's the second one.
Yep.
And then the third one, which we saw, which has
the leak,
melted the internet. Fanboys are going weak at the knees over.
Yeah.
And so is Jim Lee, because he gets to see Cyclops in all his 80s blue and gold glory.
That one out of X-Men 97 and as you say, the original Jim Lee design.
Yeah, we haven't seen this outfit before in live action.
No.
Because if you remember, back in the early 2000s, wasn't it, when the X-Men were released?
It was 2000, yep.
Yeah, so it was all black. Everything was black and, leather, and because that's what the fashion sort of statement for that was, right?
Well, it was coming off The Matrix the previous year. That was arguably the biggest film of the year.
Yeah.
And so, that was kind of what they were working with. Back then, the movie companies weren't sort of brave enough to put, for example, Wolverine in blue and gold.
Definitely not.
And comic book movies have evolved, and the audience has evolved to a point where you can get away with that sort of thing. We recognise that these things are heightened and outlandish, but back then it was just pretty much black and not a lot else. Until Spider-Man at least.
Until Spider-Man at least. And I mean, with the design, I think, it's really, I think it's kudos to the costume designers who are actually producing these types of costumes that are very, very, very similar to the properties that we've grown up with.
Yeah.
But still giving it a bit of a modern spin at the same time, so it doesn't look, cliche and a little bit tacky.
I think we owe a lot to things like the DC CW for that. The DC shows on the CW were really pushing the envelope with sort of comic accurate costumes. Before Marvel got on board so much, I think it's safe to say. And in the last few years, we've really started to get some of those classic old costumes. I mentioned Wolverine a minute ago. I think it's time that we start to see some of those iconic costumes, because I'm a huge Cyclops fan. He's probably my favourite X-Man.
Scott Summers.
Yep. And I do love that suit. So to be able to see that in live action and on James Marsden as well, I think is going to be wonderful.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely agree with that. So do you think that we'll get a brown and yellow Wolverine?
I think so. We got a glimpse of him in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
He did wear that suit briefly.
Very briefly.
Yeah, very briefly. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, I think we will.
We haven't seen anything of Wolverine yet, have we?
No, nothing.
No,
nothing. So this third trailer has dropped. It's one thing that was noticed is that you have Professor X and also Magneto. They look like they're in space.
Okay.
They look like they're in space.
I found it a bit hard to tell what was going on.
It's very grainy and very difficult, but it looked like to me that they were actually not in on Earth.
Oh, interesting.
And then
we might
later,
be getting some like Shi'ar Empire action or something.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That would be fun.
That'd be amazing. Later on, they had another photo, and it was someone had taken a screen grab, and it was Professor X and Scott Summers Cyclops sitting together, and someone was standing behind them, and it looked like Michael Fassbender.
Oh, interesting.
So it's only a glimpse from sort of the chin down.
Yeah.
But it wasn't an older Magneto; it was a younger Magneto.
Okay.
So again, we're kind of crossing the streams.
Well, we haven't seen those two actors portraying their characters opposite each other. No, we haven't seen. Yeah.
No.
Interesting.
Yeah. So watch this space. The more we find out, the more we'll keep you in the loop.
Do you reckon it feels like this Avengers Doomsday movie's going to need to go for about 12 hours to fit all these things in?
Yeah. I mean, I always get worried about an ensemble cast. I mean, like Endgame, say for instance, you had all those people fighting at the end, and somehow they all seem to get their own little bit of, day in the sun.
Yeah.
Again, going back to what we were talking about last week, I trust the Russo brothers, and I think that they will handle this really well. I think that Doomsday is a setup for something bigger, and I think that we won't get as much screen time for a lot of these people. I think we're getting set up.
I agree.
And I think we're getting set up for a X-Men versus Avengers.
Okay.
That's what I think we're going to get.
Well, we've had some classic X-Men Avengers stuff in the comics, haven't we?
Absolutely. Yeah. And we've even seen some of it sort of translate into the animated series as well.
No, I'm down with that. That'd be fun.
Yeah, and you look, people like Wolverine and Captain America, they've crossed paths earlier before X-Men and Avengers.
Yeah. So
it'll be interesting to see how they, go with that, whether they just ignore that part of it, or whether they recognise each other, and it's like catching up with an old friend. But yeah, I'm looking forward to what's going to transpire from it.
Yeah, and I can't wait. It's going to be a long 12 months waiting for it, but at least we've got these trailers to chew over in the meantime.
Yeah, hands down. What have you got? Anything else you got there?
No, I don't. No, that's about it for me.
I'm going to carry the load this week then.
Well, hit me.
Yeah, absolutely. So Clark Kent is being replaced as DC announces a new Superman.
Okay.
So in March of next year, 2026.
This is in comics, yeah?
This in comics,
Okay.
yeah. Just not Superman in general.
No,
Yeah,
no,
yep.
just clarifying.
They are going to be doing all 4 solicitations of the Superman books.
Yeah.
And it's going to be Reign of the Superboys saga.
Yep.
It spans those books.
So they're replacing Clark Kent Superman with a Superboy. Is that right?
So each book will see a different Superboy set up.
Yep.
With Superboy Prime taking center stage in as Superman, the Man of Steel.
So we've got Superboy Prime, Jonathan, Connor, and who else?
Doesn't say.
Okay.
Doesn't say. So it's pretty vague at this stage.
That's exciting, though.
So Reign of the Superboys.
Yeah. Okay.
In March.
I love the way it throws back to the death of Superman and Reign of the Supermen.
Yeah.
So I'm down for that.
And that was such that series kicked so many goals and broke so many records.
Changed everything, didn't it?
Changed absolutely everything.
Yep.
And so I'm looking forward to something that's something a little bit fresh and new and exciting. And let's see what they come back with.
Yeah, awesome.
Keeping with the DC theme, Green Arrow. He's packing up.
Yeah,
packing up and he's moving out.
His ongoing series has just ended, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's moving to the east side.
He's moving to Gotham.
Gotham, yeah. And apparently he's going to be turning up in Detective Comics.
Yeah, so this is in Tom Taylor's run on Detective Comics. Yeah. He's going to be moving cities.
Yeah, so that's going to be a really, really interesting vibe for...
fascinating.
For good old Bruce and Ollie being in the same, is Gotham big enough for 2 billionaires?
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to have come to some sort of arrangement about working together or whether they're just going to butt heads, which is what I assume is probably going to happen.
Maybe they'll start a, Gotham Shark Tank, where you can pitch your ideas to them. And
I have to admit, I do not find that story idea appealing.
What a Gotham Shark Tank with Ollie and Bruce?
No, I don't know.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
No, I just can't see Bruce agreeing to that.
He's got too much on his plate.
Well, plus he doesn't trust anyone else to do anything.
Well, that is true.
Not 100%.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
He's got a very small contingent of people, and he keeps them at arm's length.
That's right.
He, right?
Yeah, no, it's his way or the highway.
Yeah, absolutely. So
okay, well that's interesting. Yeah, that'll be good. But in the hands of Tom Taylor, I'm sure it'll be a really entertaining read.
Yeah, I think so too. Keeping on with the DC universe. They just sort of flooded us with a tidal wave of information this week.
Yeah.
And look, I'm all for it. I do like to sort of balance it with Marvel, but a lot of this came from DC this week. They released some figures regarding the Absolute series.
Yes.
And the DC Absolute series is selling like it's 1995 all over again. It's
the old school comic numbers.
The old school comic numbers. So just to give you an idea of what we're talking about when it comes to units. So 8.2 million units in total.
Wow.
Not accounting for December sales, right? Okay. So that's just this year of 2025.
Yeah, so not counting Christmas gifts and stuff.
No. So Absolute Batman sold 3 million units.
So good.
Absolute Batman #1 is now in its 10th printing.
That's amazing.
And
I don't remember hearing about anything being in its 10th printing.
Right. Back in the 90s.
This not single issues.
Not single issues. We're talking like that. That's back in the 90s when they were starting to, when they were doing that. It was just over and over and over and over because they were selling so much.
I guess they would have done it back in the day with Jim Lee's X-Men and that sort of
thing. That's right. Spawn #1.
Of course.
Those types of big numbers.
Isn't that great for comics?
Oh, it's fantastic for comics. Absolute Batman #15 has orders of over 300,000 already.
Now this is which one's this one?
That'll be Joker. I think it's first appearance of Joker.
Yeah. That Joker
Absolute
looks
Joker.
Wild.
Looks like a lizard.
Yeah.
Like a lizard character.
Yeah, it looks like from the upside down.
I'm interested to know how they're gonna spin this one.
Yeah. Oh, I
Looking
can't
forward
wait.
to it.
Yeah, no, I'm enjoying Absolute Batman and the other titles as well.
Yeah, but $8.2 million, 8.2 million copies have been sold.
That's awesome. The idea of that many eyeballs on comic books is really exciting to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, we've got to have some sad news in here.
Okay.
Breaking this week, so a bit of toy news for our toy collectors.
Yep.
Playmates have lost the master license for the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Okay.
So as of, and this will happen as of 2027.
Yep.
So they've still got one more year to go.
Has someone else picked up the contract?
Nothing has been said at this stage of the game.
Wow.
And so just to give you some context of Playmates, you might remember the old Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from the 80s.
Yes.
And then we obviously got sort of a bit of a 90s revive.
Yes.
And then we had the 2012 Turtles that came out.
Yes, yes.
And now we've got the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle. Oh, we had another one somewhere in between there in the 90s.
Yeah.
And then we've also had Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, Tales of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem.
Yeah.
Playmates have done the toys for all of those.
So all the way back to the 80s.
All the way back to the 80s. They've had
Wow.
the master license all the way back there. Now, we've had different companies who have been coming in and doing some pretty creative things, like NECA, doing sort of a more of an exclusive, higher ticket price figures.
Yeah, but Playmates have been doing sort of the general stuff you see in
your toy stores, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
wherever where good toys are sold,
Yeah.
you would find a Playmates Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle.
Okay.
So for them to have now no longer doing the master license,
Yeah.
that's not to say that they're not going to be doing it. I don't know. I mean, they definitely haven't said that they're not, but to not have the master license is huge news.
Could it just be like a negotiating tactic or something? Like, I mean, or is Nickelodeon decided they're going to move on?
Yeah, well, I mean, look, they've just cancelled and we spoke about this a couple of episodes ago, how they've just cancelled the animated series after season 2.
Yeah.
And I mean, there's still another movie to come out.
Yes. Yep.
So I think they've got some aspirations of another business doing it.
Yeah.
It seems to me, from what I'm sort of listening to on different toy podcasts at this stage, that it looks like Paramount are asking for a bigger cut when it comes to the licensing.
Okay.
And as we know, it's people around our age that are keeping the toy industry alive.
Yeah.
Because we're investing in our childhood, essentially.
Yeah. Nostalgia is a big business.
Yeah, and so the newer generations are not physical media when it comes to toys.
Yeah.
Games is obviously way more important to them in
Yeah.
their lives, and that's fine.
Yeah.
So I think
that's just how entertainment evolved.
yeah, and I mean, look, it might spin in the other direction, which would be fantastic. But I don't think that toys are a big commodity when it comes to a merchandise sale.
No.
For these sort of bigger properties now.
Yeah.
So yeah, watch this space when we hear of anything more about it. But yeah, if you are buying Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, stock up now because Playmates will no longer be stocking them, right?
It's
So
time to panic buy your Turtles action figures.
well, they've just been released. They've just done a re-release in the stores. So of all the original ones.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
if you want to feel nostalgic and go get them, the ones that they've always been reasonably priced too. So that's why they've always sold really well.
Yeah, well, I've got a bunch of Turtles figures from over the years. I think the only one that I've got goes back to the 90s is a Leonardo figure.
Oh, nice.
But he's a treasured part of my collection.
Yeah.
But I've never known them to be particularly expensive, and that's one of the reasons why I've got quite a lot of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully this is not going to put them out of the price range of families and with kids, because the turtles are still ever popular.
Well, they've done all the characters, right? So every single character you can imagine that turned up in the animated series, and when they were still doing the extended comic books.
Yep.
I think they've done every character now.
Yeah.
So they've probably got to the end of. They're kind of getting to end of life. It's like, what do you do after this?
Yeah.
To reinvigorate it, and if merchandise is not the selling arm now, or should I say toys are not the selling arm of the property, then you're probably best to cut your losses. It'd be interesting to see how that translate with, say, something like Star Wars. We've got huge fan base of Star Wars, just like you would with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or He-Man or anything like that. So when a new property comes out, does the sales lift? And where's the demographic from it?
I have to admit, as a fan of some of these Paramount properties like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Star Trek's the other one that I think of, I have to admit I'm a little bit nervous about the way that they're being handled at the moment. There's definitely a lot of unusual movement, as we're talking about with the toys, but with the new owners, I'm really not sure what their intentions and their plans are for some of these properties. I have no doubt there's going to be a place for them. It's not like Star Trek or the Turtles are going to go anywhere, but I just worry about what their plans for the future are, because some of these off screen and off the page movements at the moment are just a bit puzzling
it's not very clear.
A general fan.
It's not very clear for any fans, really, for any of those properties, and hopefully we'll get some better clarity next year or in 2026.
Yeah, you'd hope we'd get something before Comic-Con, because Comic-Con's still many months away, isn't it? Yeah,
it's still quite a while. Plenty of time for them to come up with a new sort of roster of what to look forward to. But keeping on with Paramount, actually, a good segue is Star Trek: Strange New Worlds.
Yes.
So season 4, which will be the final season.
Yeah.
They've
just wrapped, haven't they?
They have just wrapped, but they've announced that they've found their casting for Bones and Sulu for the finale.
It's for the last episode, isn't it?
It is, and I wonder whether this is their sort of entry into redoing the original series. With Kirk and Sulu and Bones and Uhura and Scotty.
I have to admit, I've only heard of one of these actors. Tell us who they are.
Yeah, so you've got Thomas Jane, who was the original Punisher.
Yep, from The Expanse.
Yep, and he was in The Mist.
Yes.
I love The Expanse. I forgot all about that. I should rewatch that.
Yeah.
So he's going to be Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy.
Yep.
And then you've got Kai Murakami, and he will be.
I meant to look up who he is, because the name rings a bell. But...
Well, he's actually North Korean, and he's done a lot of. Hasn't really done a lot when it comes to the pedigree of work that we would. So if you watch a lot of sort of, I said North Korean, my apologies, South Korean.
Right.
Because he wouldn't be doing any movies if he was North Korean.
He would, but they'd be very different movies.
Yeah. Kim Jong-un, the action star.
Yeah.
So
I'd probably watch that just quietly.
Just for fun.
Yeah.
So he's done a lot of sort of Asian inspired film.
Yep.
Not a lot, but he has done some.
Yep.
So again, they're sort of picking obviously an actor out of obscurity when it comes to the Western world, and
that's it. And I get that, but Thomas Jane's certainly not that.
It seems to be a bit of a disconnect with, because Kirk is. I always thought that Kirk and Bones were kind of similar ages, and Spock. They were sort of the trio.
Yeah, but I often got the impression that Bones was a bit older.
Yeah, I don't know if Thomas Jane's 58.
Yeah.
So, and let's face it, he kind of looks a lot older than what he actually is. So, I don't know. I'm interested to see his take on it.
Yeah.
Kurt. What's his name? Keith Urban.
Carl Urban.
His brother Carl.
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah, Carl.
Yeah, his brother from across the ditch, Carl.
Yeah. So Carl Urban, he did a Great Bones.
Yeah, well, he's a great actor. We've seen him in The Boys and Lord of the Rings and all sorts of stuff.
Now he's going to be
Judge Dredd.
Mortal Kombat 2.
Yeah, he's knocking out franchises.
I didn't mind Judge Dredd.
I loved it.
I think it was again ahead of its time.
Yeah, I think it was great.
But was it just me, or did it remind you of The Raid?
I haven't actually seen The Raid.
Oh, okay.
More confessions.
Watch the Culture Confession.
Yeah. Add to the list.
Watch The Raid, and then you'll see what I mean.
Yeah. But no, I'm not sure why they would cast Thomas Jane for one episode. Like, it makes me wonder whether
there's something else coming.
It's going to go somewhere else. And I know we haven't heard of anything, and none of the other Star Trek properties that are currently in. Well, there's only one in circulation, isn't there?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it's totally different.
And then we're getting
time
Starfleet,
period, so,
and then we're getting Starfleet Academy, which will be next year.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know where it'll go, but maybe there's an announcement coming. I mean, Strange New Worlds came out of Discovery, so maybe it's going to evolve into some other property. But I'm not sure, because as we say, the manoeuvrings at Paramount seem to be a bit all over the place at the moment.
A bit of a disconnect with fans.
Yeah, well, I don't know whether there's a clear plan
or a sinister plot.
Well, there's almost definitely a sinister plot. But outside of Starfleet Academy, I can't see the direction in Star Trek.
No.
But as I say, it's not going to go anywhere.
And the only figures that are being produced merchandise-wise is Nacelle doing Star Trek figures.
Okay.
And keeping on with toy news, this week they were supposed to release their first figure.
Yep.
It was going to be mailed out.
Yeah.
And Nacelle have stopped those figures being sent out.
Okay.
Because they were coming from, I believe, from China. I could be wrong in what I'm saying here. But from my understanding, they didn't pass the quality assurance test when it came to look and design.
Who knows what that means in this current environment?
And so
it could have something to do with tariffs or...
Yeah, so they've just withheld sending them out.
Oh, okay. This is a Star Trek figure.
Yeah, these are Star Trek figures. And so Nacelle have posted just today, while we're recording, that they have viewed some new photos of the quality.
Yeah.
And they're feeling more confident in being able to resend these figures in the next couple of weeks.
I feel like I saw pictures of these and I thought they would look really cool.
So the original
figures.
Concepts? Yeah, absolutely. These ones, some of them look like some of their faces are melting, and
so we're not up to standard.
The paint is definitely not up to standard. So as a fan who would be purchasing these for a higher purchase price, because they are a limited series, you would expect them to be of good quality. And
you'd rather that their faces hadn't been melted by tariff radiation.
or in some type of factory in China where they're also working with radioactive chemicals. So
crikey. Okay. Yeah. You heard it here first.
Took that down a level.
Yeah.
Let's go back up a level then. I told you, Popsters, there's a lot of news. And we've got...
We love news. That's why we're here.
District 10.
District 10.
District 10.
Mm-hmm.
Is in the works.
So a sequel to District 9?
To District 9.
Yeah.
So Neil Blomkamp is...
We're saying it with an Australian accent. It would sound different in a South African one.
And I'm not even going to try.
No, we don't know that sort of...
Nicole Kidman did that, and they had to make up a province for her so that no one could give her a hard time about her.
No, we don't need that sort of heat.
Yep. He's got a treatment for District 9, District 10.
So greenlit or just rumoured?
He's come out and said that he's shopping it around now.
Okay.
So that's positive.
Well, he'd have enough clout to get financing, I'm sure.
I would have thought so.
Yeah.
I would have thought so. And
it's such a popular, like the first one was such a popular movie. It's bound to, the demand from fans is going to be enough to get that one off the ground. You'd imagine.
yeah, exactly. So watch this space. We look forward to it.
Invasion of the Prawns.
Ooh, we'll see. We'll see. Welcome to Derry.
Yes, it Welcome to Derry.
We'll talk more about it maybe in.
Well, we can. I can talk about it now.
Oh, do you want to talk about it now?
No.
Okay.
I'm saying I've got skin in the game now.
Well, because you've got skin in the game, get excited.
Okay.
Seasons 2 and 3 have both been.
Oh, it's going to ruin me.
So get excited for that.
Okay. Yeah.
So what's going to happen is we're going to. They're both prequels. So we've already seen the outcome in It and It 2, the movies.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. So what we're going to be seeing is they're both going to be going 27 years back in time.
So 27 and then another 27.
Yeah. So season 2 will be set in 1935.
Okay.
Because the current one is set
60 something.
In 60.
Mm-hmm.
And then season 3 will be set in 1908.
Oh, wow.
So we're getting some period films here, which
I love that stuff, though.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see, and it's a generational thing. So we're seeing generations before of the characters that we've already sort of started to know and love.
All right, well, if I survive season 1, I'll be down for those.
As always, we always promise to be the only podcast to bring you mummy news.
There can't be more mummy news.
There is more mummy news.
Oh, wow.
And it's not about your mummy or my mummy. It's about our mummy.
No.
For the Mummy 4. Shout out to our mums.
Yeah.
Not Mother's Day yet, but it is Mother's Day every day.
That's all you get till Mother's Day.
Yeah. So Oded Fair.
Yep.
I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Oded Fair. Yep.
Oded Fair. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Fair enough. Who played Ardith Bay?
Yes.
Who was the chief of the Medjay?
Yes.
The Medjay.
The Magi, yeah.
Medjay?
Yep. Yeah, you're doing fine. Keep going.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
No, keep going, little buddy.
Training wheels.
Yeah, no, you're doing great.
He's joined the cast.
Oh, awesome.
He's joined the cast.
That's great, because he's been in Star Trek Discovery.
Yes, he was great in that.
He was fantastic, and he looks in amazing shape.
Yeah.
He looks like he's barely aged today.
Yeah, he did. Was it Dr. Fate? Was he doing the voice of Dr. Fate?
Yes.
Young Justice.
Yes, I think that's correct. Yeah. I know he did Dr. Fate in like some form of the animated stuff. Yeah, an amazing actor, amazing voice, great face. It'll be great to see him back in The Mummy.
Yeah, I love seeing him in anything he's done. So
I've loved him in Star Trek in recent times. So I'm glad to be glad to see that he's popping up in something again.
And that says to me that we're getting closer to a story that is very much akin to the first and the second movies.
Yeah. Well, presumably with all of these characters coming back, it's going to harken back to the story from the first one, isn't it?
It's got to be.
Yeah.
It's got to be. It's got to be an origin story, right? I mean, just back to that.
Or sort of unforeseen consequences of what happened in the first movie.
Oh.
The past coming back to cause some more trouble.
We need to bug the table read.
Yeah,
if anybody knows when the table read is, let us know.
Yeah, if anybody's got Stephen Summers' phone number.
What was that Simpsons episode where they were doing a table read and one of the nerds was like under the table with his he had his stethoscope on and he was like plugging up underneath the table and he was like listening.
It was Radioactive Man, wasn't it?
It was a
Radioactive Man movie, maybe.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, there should be more of that. Yeah, we should have a crack unit of. Maybe that's something we could do.
Okay.
Yeah, like an extension to the point. We should probably talk about that off air.
Before we incriminate ourselves.
Yeah.
Well, we've done that enough, I think.
Yeah, no. Keep an eye on our socials. We'll be doing a talent search.
Yep, for anybody that wants to creep under desks at table reads, all right?
Yeah.
Good luck with that. So that is the zest. I'm exhausted.
And it's hang in there, bud, because we've got plenty more to come.
All right. Well, why don't we go into?
Oh, man, I can handle it by myself.
All right.
If you like.
Thank you. Good night, and Happy New Year.
All right. Shut the door on the way out.
So we're going to do things a little bit differently just before we get into any of the other segments.
Ooh.
Because it's 2026 is upon us, and when you're listening to this, it will be. So Happy New Year.
Yes.
Hope you enjoyed the fireworks.
Yes.
And if you didn't, hope you enjoyed your sleep.
Hope you've still got all your fingers intact.
Oh, that escalated quickly.
Well,
like a firework.
Yeah. Some people do the fireworks by themselves, and they're not necessarily trained to do so.
Oh, I don't have a license, so I'm out.
Right. No, well,
sorry,
I'm not brave enough. So I'm not doing that.
I'll just be lighting a sparkler and throwing it in the air.
I can't light a candle without hitting myself.
So what we're going to do is we're going to do a bit of a retrospective on 2025.
Okay, beautiful.
We will be talking about some other things that we have watched or looked at or listened to. But yeah, a lot of the segments will be a bit of a retrospect. So maybe let's go into the aisle.
Let's do it.
All right. What have you got?
Well, I have to confess, I have been reading this week, but I haven't read anything, any solitary graphic novels or anything like that. I've been mostly reading single issues from my reading pile.
Indiana Jones, I saw you're still keeping on with that.
Oh, yes, yeah, and I'm still sort of chipping away at the Indiana Jones that I got the Astor a few weeks ago.
Yep.
I've been reading a bit of DC versus Vampires World War V.
Oh.
I finally finished off the last few issues of that, and that was really good. It was an Elseworld series from DC.
Very cool.
I've continued reading Ryan North's Fantastic Four.
How's that going?
It's really good. Yeah, I love it. I'm loving how his writing is reminding me of the old John Byrne stuff.
Oh, nice.
Like I'm a big fan of John Byrne, whether it's Marvel or DC, all of that stuff.
Or Indiana Jones.
Anything that he used to do, but particularly with the Fantastic Four stories from back in the day, they were all, very outlandish, and Ryan North stuff it is really channeling that.
Cool.
But in a contemporary sort of way. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
That's great. What would you then say has been your book or your pick for 2025?
My book, my favourite comic of this year, I had a bit of a think about this, but I didn't have to think too hard, I've got to confess. I decided on Absolute Wonder Woman by Kelly Thompson with art by Hayden Sherman predominantly.
Nice.
We've loved it. Producer Kim, who was on the show a bit earlier, also a really big fan. We've loved how dark and real it is, and how, again, like the best Wonder Woman stories, it delves into Grecian myth, but also, what a modern spin it puts on Wonder Woman. So that's the one we've nominated. What about you?
Yeah, look, and it probably goes to the Absolute series, right? Because for me, I actually had two. I must confess, I had two.
That's okay.
I kind of cheated.
You can have two.
I had a graphic novel.
It's like the Brownlow medal. You can have more than one.
Oh, okay. So I had two. I had a graphic novel, and I also had a book of choice as well.
Yep.
So for my graphic novel, I had Absolute Batman #1.
Yes.
The graphic novel, which was The Zoo, which was Scott Snyder and Nick Dragotta.
Oh, so
good. Just really, another again a take on such a beloved and history-rich character.
Yeah.
And just turning it on its head and giving us something new and fresh and really, really exciting.
I think fresh is the key word there. Like it's amazing how they can take a character that's 90-something years old.
Yeah.
And really
still rejuvenated
to the extent. Yeah. But it's such that version of Bruce Wayne is such a modern guy. He's a product of now.
Yeah.
Not of 1938 or 1940. It's a really good book, and I have to admit that Absolute Batman was almost my choice. But Wonder Woman's captured our imagination just a little bit more than that.
I know that for sure. And I'm keeping with the Batman theme. Batman #1 with Matt Fraction.
Oh, yeah.
and pronounce his name, artist.
Jorge Jimenez.
Okay, there you go. So I didn't butcher it.
I hope I'm right.
I think you're right.
Yeah.
Batman #1 was the top for me. It was just something really that sort of went back to that love that I had of Batman in the sort of the 70s and 80s.
How good is it to see the blue suit?
And the blue suit, and then he's got his, utility belt, a yellow utility belt, and he's got, new gadgets, and it's just really fun.
Yeah,
and vibrant.
That's another really good choice.
Yeah, and so for me, I think that was the book that I was looking forward to, when I knew it was coming.
Yeah. And
I wasn't disappointed when I got it.
Yeah.
And it's the book that I've kept going back to, even though it's in 4 issues now.
Yeah.
That I just, if I want a little bit of joy, then I read that.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's been a fantastic book so far. I've got issue 4 coming up in my reading list. I'm really looking forward to it.
It's the Minotaur, isn't it? Or
I know the Minotaur's coming. But,
I think it's 4.
Yeah,
that we're getting it. Absolute Batman. I don't know if you've seen, but the absolute version of the Court of Owls is on its way.
Oh wow, that'll be fantastic.
I love the Court of Owls.
Yeah, they're great.
I loved that story when they first released it, and it just to have this underground group that was steering Gotham in the direction that they wanted.
Can you imagine how scary and sinister the absolute version of the Court of Owls is going to be?
Well, if the Joker's a lizard, then I would say that maybe the Court of Owls are like bird people.
Yeah.
Like real life bird people.
Jokezilla.
Jokezilla. That's an interesting one that's coming up. So,
yeah. I hadn't heard that, but that's really exciting. 2026.
Look out for Court of Owls in a weird and wonderful way.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else for you in the aisle?
No, that's it for me. Have you been reading anything else this week?
No. I was.
It's difficult over Christmas.
Well, I had too much news.
You were too busy reading.
It was too busy keeping me up. What, reading that?
You were reading notifications.
Oh, just going off.
Oh,
in my sleep, I was reading it.
The life of a podcaster.
What's dedication?
What a nightmare!
It's bringing you a freshly squeezed dose of all things pop culture. All right, that's what our motto is.
No, you can't say we're not doing it.
Yeah, that's right. Well, maybe let's get into the review then.
Let's do it.
All right, what have you got?
Welcome
to Derry. Let's go first.
Yeah, well, I have started watching It Welcome to Derry. I've started watching It Welcome to Derry, and I've started watching Pluribus.
Can I just say, with It Welcome to Derry,
yes,
I just want to give you a participation certificate for watching it at night time.
Yes,
well done.
Yeah, no, well, it seems right to watch it at night.
Right, okay.
Time. Right. I don't know. I struggle watching that stuff during the day. Even Stranger Things Part 2, which we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
We watched those episodes during the afternoon, and it still just didn't quite feel right.
Yeah.
Like, I was glad that we were avoiding spoilers on Instagram or whatever, but at the same time, it just didn't feel right.
Yeah.
But yeah, as little as I like the horror genre, in general, it just feels right to watch them in the dark.
Yeah, got it. And thoughts?
It was scary, very scary.
So you've only seen one episode, right?
I've seen 2.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah,
okay.
I watched another one last night.
Okay, nice.
I watched episode 2, and there were several times during it that I thought, why am I doing this to myself? This is not fun.
Was that was the lamp in that episode?
It was the lamp.
Oh, yes.
No, yeah, was it? Yes, it was.
Yep.
No, it wasn't. It was the bed sheets.
Oh, yes.
The lamp was in the first
one. Yes.
So it was the bed sheets.
Yes.
And it was the pickle jars.
Oh, yes.
All in one episode.
Pickle Dad.
Yes. So
no spoilers. You'll get it when you see it.
Well, no spoilers. I hope that doesn't spoil anything.
I don't think so.
No, I've watched the first 2 episodes, and I am enjoying it. I will say
the kids are amazing.
Oh, the kids are fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing cast.
Yeah.
The Muschietti.
Yeah.
The Muschietti's obviously really good at casting kids. And yeah, they're fantastic and just really compelling. And I kind of feel, I mean, I'm sure it's intentional, but I feel compelled to keep watching to look after the kids.
Yeah.
It's my paternal instinct.
You're hoping.
I mean, I didn't do very well in the first episode.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but my parenting was let them down a little bit there. But I'm still hoping, I'm hanging in there for the ones we've got left.
Yeah.
But as I say, I am enjoying it. I still have lots of questions about the horror genre and the appeal of it to people. I do sort of get it, but sometimes I watch some of those scenes and I think, why am I doing this to myself? But I'm hoping that if I persist, I'll start to understand a bit more. I'm kind of looking forward to understanding what the the appeal of all of this stuff is to so many people across the globe, because it's not my natural jam.
Well, horror is the most produced genre of film.
Yeah,
more than anything else.
I know I think they always say that it's because it's like cheap to produce, but you watch this show and I mean it's not like the prosthetics, the CGs or whatever they're doing with it is top notch. Like it's really grotesque, but it's really amazing.
And you haven't even seen Pennywise turn up yet.
No,
either.
No. I think I've seen Pennywise's smile on a couple of creepy.
He's kind of just turned up.
Darians? Darians.
And now let's deep dive on that. So could you see what I was meaning by the camera angles? It always looks like that the kids are looking up
Yes.
and when the adults are looking at the kids, they're always looking down at the kids.
Yes.
Which was a throwback to Spielberg when he did E.T.
Yes.
And there's something about the adults that you really don't like.
No.
They're very not in, and so I'm always looking at it from as if I was one of the kids.
The experience of being a kid in Derry in this show, it seems very claustrophobic. Yeah. And I think that is definitely helped by the way it's shot. Yeah. The angles and but it's a beautiful looking show. Oh, it has to be said. As much as I'm finding the scenes of abject horror quite
jarring.
Well, I was going to say distressing, but yes, jarring. That's probably a braver sounding word, but I'm going to say distressing. Okay. As much as I'm finding those confronting, I guess. Yeah. The rest of the show is really compelling. Like, it looks great. The genre setting is beautiful. The costumes, the vehicles, and the town
acting.
The town in general.
Right?
It looks. I mean, it's becoming creepier with every minute. But
picture perfect America set in that time.
Yeah,
and it's got this current of awful story that's going to be exposed.
Yeah, if it was a loaf of bread, I'd describe it as not quite right.
Oh. You cut into it and it's mouldy in the middle.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
right. Okay. Good to know.
Which, it's got me jumping at shadows. But I am enjoying it. I am going to persist. I'm going to be a big brave boy and keep watching it. Nice. To Derry. And push on with this.
You've got 6 more episodes to go.
Whew. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I can do it.
We can talk about it this time next year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's probably. I was going to say it's been the main thing of the week. No, it certainly hasn't. But it's been one of the main things of my viewing week. What about you? Do we talk about Stranger Things?
Let's talk about Stranger Things.
Yeah, like we're not going to do spoilers.
No.
But since our last episode, Season 5 Part 2 has been out. Mm-hmm. You've watched all 3 episodes?
Watched all 3 episodes.
Yeah.
Definitely got some questions.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll be answered in the finale.
We're almost there.
We are almost there. By the time this drops, it will have been released.
We'll be able to talk about it all next week.
They'll die.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Yep.
And we'll see whether my theory was right. But
just not Stephen Dustin.
No, it's not. No, Stephen Dustin are going to go off and do the supernatural,
like Starsky and Hutch.
They're going to just drive off in a car and start, taking out the demodogs that were released onto the earth. That's my fan fiction.
Like Tango and Cash.
Oh, that'd be so good, wouldn't it? Can you imagine Dustin with a Magnum 44, like Clint Eastwood?
Turner and Hooch. Steve would be Hooch.
It's probably closer. Definitely closer. Yeah, look, we're not going to talk about the negativity, but it has been ripped apart online.
I haven't seen because I do not look.
It's the lowest rating of the episodes.
Which, when you consider how high it rates, probably isn't saying all
yeah,
that much.
as in like critic and
okay.
And, it's the lowest of the ratings.
Okay.
And look, I can understand, but I think trust the process. Watch the last episode.
It is. We've talked about it before. Yeah. It is really difficult to land these big planes.
Yeah, that's right. And if history serves, not a lot of them do land. Right? Yeah. They crash and burn.
Well, in general, what did you think of part 2? Yeah,
look, I enjoyed it. I only had one issue, which was the Max and Holly scenario. Mm-hmm. And it's really hard to talk about it if you haven't watched it, and we give away spoilers.
Yeah.
But what I can say is that I did see a post from a scriptwriter this week and said, and without giving away any spoilers, if you'd actually swapped Max and Holly around, then that would have been a better situation, right?
Yeah.
Does that make sense what I'm saying without giving away spoilers?
Sort of. Yeah, I mean, I've heard all of this sort of criticism about what it is that you're talking about.
Yeah. Because we had that criticism when we first saw Max.
Yeah.
In the
spoilers.
What do we call that? It's not the upside down. It's kind of like the mind.
It's the abyss.
It's the abyss.
Yeah.
So they're in the abyss, are they?
Well, the desert's the abyss. Yeah.
So is there? But they're not mentally, physically there.
I think we're getting into spoiler territory.
Well, no, not really.
Are we?
Because you've already watched the first, was it 4 episodes?
We don't know what the listeners watched.
Of 5?
Well, we're assuming that they've watched those.
Sorry if we're giving away any spoilers. I'll put the spoiler sound effect in there.
I do love the spoiler.
Spoilers!
Yeah. But you know, we definitely felt, man, you know, like Max, you could have been a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
And that's not giving away any spoilers. No. I don't think so.
No.
But in this episode, I was like,
type faster, Max.
When I ride your bike faster.
Yeah.
When I heard the scriptwriter sort of propose this, I actually thought, okay, that makes sense to me. So there's a couple of little things there that they could have probably tightened up a little bit, but really overall, got to trust the process and see how it's going to finish with, you know, this last 2-hour episode.
Yeah, definitely.
And where it actually lands, and then go back, rewatch, and see if there's something that we've missed along the way.
There's going to be people waiting to rip it apart, though, aren't they?
Well, that's the internet.
Yeah,
that's the internet. I mean, the internet's been a wonderful resource of information. Well, yes, it has.
When?
Well, the Zest.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful resource of information.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So if you're a fan of something, I mean, you have that accessible to you, you know, 24/7.
Yeah.
But if you're that way inclined to be negative, well, then you're using it for evil, and stop.
And you're possibly listening to the wrong podcast.
Yeah. It's definitely not ours, because we talk about good stuff.
We try to keep it positive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I guess I sort of, I mean, I'm not going to talk about it heaps. I did have some, not criticisms, but
reservations
about exactly how much did or did not happen in this 3 episodes. I sort of, I mean, clearly some stuff did happen. The story did develop in some areas, but it not as perhaps, I guess, dramatically as I'd thought it might.
Yep.
But as you say, we've got another 2 hours to finish the whole thing off coming up in the next couple of days, and I'm happy just to sit back and enjoy it.
Yep. I totally agree with you.
Yeah.
So
I'll be eating popcorn, that's for sure.
Yep. So next episode we'll definitely be talking about the whole thing. So
albeit with no spoilers.
Spoiler alert.
We'll hold off on spoilers for Stranger Things and for at least a month or so.
All right.
You reckon?
No.
Okay. Well, I will.
I'll spoil it for everyone.
Oh, fair.
That's
So
usually That's usually my gig.
He's got it on a T-shirt. It says "They all die."
They all die. Right.
Yeah.
So
what else have you been watching? Anything else this week?
No. Oh, look. There's always something.
Have you watched any of Fallout Season 2 yet?
No, I have not. That's on my list.
You've watched the first one.
I have watched the first one. I just haven't got to the season 2.
That's
but you've
okay.
watched Pluribus.
I have, yeah. I've watched, for those keeping up at home, I've watched the first 2 episodes of Fallout and I've been enjoying it.
Yep.
And I've also watched the first 2 episodes of Pluribus.
And that's interesting, right?
It's fascinating, yeah. It just asks so many questions.
And episode 2 is really interesting because we're now getting our main character, which is it Carol?
Carol? Yeah.
Carol.
Yeah.
Who is now interacting with the other survivors, if you want to call it.
So frustrating.
Right?
From her perspective, it's so frustrating.
100%. You're just like, none of those other characters are likable for any reason.
Well, I don't know whether it's not that they're likable, it's just they are very much on different pages.
Yeah.
They have very different agendas. And I was thinking about it when I was watching the show. Like, they're all from different backgrounds, countries. We sort of get stuck in our Western ways of things. We have priorities in general in Western countries.
Yeah.
And in other countries, they either don't or they can't afford to, or both, though, to have the same priorities we do. And so I find it really fascinating to be exploring that. But in general, I'm really enjoying the show. It's got all the hallmarks of what makes a great Vince Gilligan show. I've mentioned before, I think that Breaking Bad is my favourite television show of all time.
Yeah.
I've rewatched it multiple times, and one of the things that I love about Breaking Bad, and it's one of the things that I'm enjoying about this, is that it just makes you ask, what would I do in this situation? Breaking Bad did it every episode. And this one's a bit the same. It's making me question what I would do. Would
you join the hive, or would you stay single? Right?
Yeah. Is there any point resisting when there's so many? It's asking so many questions. I've had some really good chats on socials, particularly Blue Sky, about this show. Even though I've only watched 2 episodes, but I'm looking forward to continuing those conversations because it does. It asks so many questions and really makes you question what you would do under the same circumstances.
It's really interesting because Pluribus is not a show. It's rated through the roof for Apple TV.
Yeah, you were saying that.
But it's not talked about. Like, Severance.
Yeah.
When Severance came out, it was a bit of a sleeper hit.
Yeah.
It didn't. Not a lot of people were talking about it. Then because it came out sort of around the pandemic, and then people sort of jumped on board because season 2 was on its way out, and gave it a bit of a look. And
in this house, we're still watching Severance. We're in season 2, and I confess that we only started watching it because it won so many awards. It was beating all these other shows that we had watched at the awards ceremonies.
Yeah.
And once a show wins as many awards as Severance did, we kind of feel compelled as consumers of pop culture to watch a show like that.
Yeah.
And it rarely leads us astray. But Pluribus is fascinating, and I'm really looking forward to watching more episodes.
Yeah, I just wish there'd be more conversation about it, like there was with Severance.
I did. I listened to. This is an aside, but I started listening to the podcast. There's an official podcast that Vince Gilligan and some of the creators of the show do. They have some of the actors and other things on. And I have to admit, I was a little bit disappointed in the podcast. I have listened to previous episodes of that in regards to Breaking Bad and also Better Call Saul.
Yeah.
And they weren't talking about the story so much.
Right.
They were
more about production.
It was more about production, which is really good. It's great to get that insight into production. But I'm sort of dying to find, I guess, a maybe a podcast where
happy
people are
medium.
talking about the actual content in the show, because it does. It asks so many questions. It reminds me of at university I briefly did philosophy.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the philosophical subjects we were talking about was time travel. And we had some great discussions around time travel in pop culture, be it Back to the Future or paradoxes in Terminator. And this one feels a bit like that.
Yes.
I kind of want that forum to be able to sit and talk about it.
It's definitely a cooler, like standing around the cooler having a chat about, oh, did you see Pluribus last night? What did you think? What was your ideas on X or Y or whatever?
I think Vince Gilligan must be a big fan of that sort of water cooler talk as well.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure I've heard him talk about it before. But he's obviously a fan of that phenomenon as well, because he definitely creates shows that invite speculation and conversation.
Oh, for sure. So going back to our retrospective for 2025.
Yes.
What was your top show or movie for 2025?
Well, my top movie won't come as any surprise to anyone that knows me, was James Gunn's Superman.
Ooh, yes.
I'm not necessarily saying there that I thought it was the best film of the year. I've got to give a shout out to Sinners, which arguably was one of the best films of the year. But for me, and my heart and what I love in pop culture, Superman was a big deal. The big screen launch of the new DCU, we've had precursors to it in Peacemaker and Creature Commandos. But to finally get a big screen launch of the new DC universe in Superman, that was my film of the year.
Nice.
How about you?
Yeah, look, I had a couple of ones this year, and in different genres as well.
Okay.
Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning.
I did see that twice in the cinemas.
Was and it was full circle for me. I'm a massive Mission Impossible fan.
Yeah, me too.
Except for number 2.
Still good.
Really not. But we're positive on this show, so it was just okay. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning. One that really surprised me was Weapons.
Yes.
Just based on being low budget.
Yeah.
Scares galore. Really didn't guess the ending. For me, I'm a real good guesser when it comes to watching film.
Yeah.
I saw The Sixth Sense, and within 5 minutes, I knew exactly what the ending was going to be.
The Weapons had you confused?
Weapons had me guessing until the end, and I was like, "This is great." I really, we haven't had that conversation about Weapons, because you said you were a little bit confused about.
Yeah, I think. I enjoyed Weapons, but I think it's probably my lack of experience in the genre of horror.
I don't think you really need to think too far from what you saw.
No,
if that's not giving anything
away.
No,
I definitely enjoyed it, but I think I just wasn't quite sure what to make of it. But as I said, I think that's part of why I'm eager to get into the horror genre more and keep pursuing this, Welcome to Derry, Stephen King type stuff, because I'd like to be able to not necessarily speak that language better, but understand that language better.
Yeah.
And I think that my ignorance is too strong a word, but my lack of experience with that genre perhaps is probably what led to me being a little bit maybe disappointed with Weapons.
Infant status.
Yeah, okay.
Let's go with infant status.
Yeah, right. I don't know whether I love that, but
into the horror genre.
I'm just keeping it real and saying, I need more more experience.
Well, they just announced this week that the prequel is coming out.
It's called Weapons.
Yeah, so it's actually Weapons was it was on a whiteboard.
Yep.
And they've rubbed out the S. So it's just Weapon.
Oh, okay.
So without giving any spoilers for those who haven't seen Weapons, there is a prequel that is just called Weapon.
Twisters, Twistiest.
So very interesting, specifically based on the character at the end of the episode, the movie. Yeah.
Oh, that'll be fascinating.
So
that character
what led that to that. So, yeah,
Wild.
super wild.
Mm.
Another film that took me by surprise, and we spoke about this quite a number of episodes ago, was Predator Badlands.
Yes.
Just really loved another take on Predator, loved the story, loved the effects, didn't see a lot of holes in the film.
Yeah.
And really just took me by surprise because I didn't know what it was going to be about.
It would definitely be in my top 10 films of the year, but
Yeah.
I've seen a fair bit this year.
Super commercial, like not a lot of independence for me this year.
No.
But I just really, really dug those three films, and it was just really refreshing. I mean, Mission was kind of nostalgic for me because I loved the series or that franchise.
Yeah.
So it was rounding all of that off. But the other two, Weapons and Predator Badlands, for me.
I have to agree with you on Mission Impossible. I am a big fan of that franchise as well, but I was really thrilled with the final film. I thought it was fantastic, and not just from a fan service perspective.
Yep.
I just thought it was a really great finale. The stunts were fantastic. The cinematography was great. The story was really good. I really felt like they landed the plane.
I was just about to say that. Yeah.
With that one, and I loved
Agreed.
it so much that I went back and saw it probably a week later.
Yep.
I took producer Kim because I was just so excited to show her that movie on a big screen.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I agree. It's been a good year for films.
And we're getting a bigger year in 2026.
Yeah, can't wait.
Strap in.
Bring it.
What about TV? Any TV series that was like a big one for you?
I was a bit braver than you. I picked one winner as opposed to 6 films or whatever it was you just mentioned. So when it comes to TV shows, my TV show of the year, my favourite was hands down Andor.
Oh.
Andor was, I thought, by far and away the best TV show of 2025. It was a real event in this house, and we just thought it was fantastic. It was important. It was prescient. Like, it was a really timely story.
Yep.
But more than anything else, it was just great Star Wars, and really pushed not only the genre of sci-fi on television, but Star Wars forward too.
Yep.
And yeah, we just loved it. So I've got no reservations about choosing Andor as my show of the year.
I'd definitely put it in my top 5.
Yep.
Definitely in my top 5. The two for me, Severance.
Yep.
Season 2.
Yep.
It just took it to another level.
We just watched episode 4.
Oh.
I don't know. Do you remember which one that was?
Is that the goats?
No, it's not it's the one outside. It's the excursion.
Oh, the excursion to another town.
And I have to tell you,
to another town?
No, out in the mountains.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
And there's another excursion.
What an amazing episode! Like, it really is.
Cinematically, it was
spectacular.
Yeah.
A really, really amazing episode, and we're, as I say, only halfway through season 2. But yeah, I can't question that. It's definitely one of the shows of the year.
There's something about it. It's so like, being severed between professional and personal.
Yes.
You see the personal life is that wash of, it's very dark and blue, and and then when they go into the professional life, it's all bright and
luminescent.
Yeah, very luminescent, right?
Yeah.
And so you've got that jarring. So that episode that you're talking about is very, even in the brightest areas, it's very dark.
It's very dark, and so a lot of the stuff that happens in that episode is very dark. But I kept on saying to Kim that I was finding it hilarious too. Like, it's a really funny episode.
Yeah.
Because it's so clear what they're doing to manipulate the characters in that episode. I just found it really comical.
Can I just tell you, without giving anything away, there is a massive twist coming from that episode.
Okay, can't wait.
Massive twist.
I shall persist.
And it will throw you through a massive hoop of fire.
Awesome.
So look forward to it.
Yeah, I do love being thrown through a
hoop of fire.
A hoop of fire.
Yeah. Sorry, I was watching.
As the Johnny Cash song said.
Well, I just watched last night. I Am Evil Knievel documentary.
Oh yes.
And I saw him jumping through a flaming hoop, so that's why it was on my mind.
Right.
Documentary of the year for me, even though it was done in 2014.
Right.
But
so documentary of a year.
A year.
Yeah.
Yeah. I Am Evil Knievel. If you've got an interest on some guy on a bike jumping buses and cars and being probably the world's most popular, greatest stuntman,
can't go wrong.
Then yeah, watch that. It's absolutely eye-opening and unbelievable.
Okay.
So,
do yourself a favour, listeners.
So yeah, Severance season 2, and I would have to say Silo. Was it season 3? Season 3 or 4.
2.
No.
Was it season 2 or season 3?
I don't know.
You keep.
Let's let Pops.
You keep going, and I'm going to.
Pops the researcher.
Yeah, I'm going to go to the IMDb.
Yeah. Silo. Great series.
Yes.
Post-apocalyptic.
Doesn't matter what season it was. It was great.
It was amazing, and again, great cast of eclectic characters, all coming together for a story that has left me with more questions than answers.
Yeah. It was season 2, and it finished in 2025, but it started in 2024. Still qualifies. Yeah. No, it had 3 episodes eligible for the prestigious.
Okay. I'm going with it.
Pulp Culture Podcast.
Because I rewatched it in 2025.
TV show. Well, we only watched it in 2025 too. So.
And Steven's, is it Zane or Zahn?
Zahn.
He's great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm still not probably going to see Anaconda in a theatre, but...
We haven't seen a lot of him, though.
I saw him in a movie in a theatre this year.
What was that?
Reality Bites.
Oh, he was good in that.
He was.
Was that his first film?
I wouldn't think so.
No?
No.
Was it his second film?
No, I think it was probably his 3.5th.
Really?
No, I don't know.
Oh, okay.
It was he was in it and he was really good.
Who was it? Was it Ben Stiller who directed that?
He did, yeah. He wrote it, directed
and wrote it.
And
was that his debut?
Co-starred in it. No, I don't think so. I think he might have had like another film, maybe some other short stuff, or maybe some Ben Stiller show stuff before then.
Yeah.
He's been dabbling in the other side of the camera for most of his career.
It's a good segue with Severance, because Severance was amazing and he had a lot to do with that. So
that could be another name for Severance, Reality Bites.
Reality. I love it. So yeah, that's our retrospect for the review. We're going to do another segment just for this round anyway, which is listen here. And
let's do that.
Listen here, just really an album or a song that we really dug for 2025.
Okay.
What have you got?
Well, I split it into 3 categories. I did a bit of a Nath.
Taylor Swift.
Look, she does feature in my list.
I knew she would.
Yeah.
You're a Swiftie.
Well, I was thinking about it, and I'm a Swiftie. Yeah.
I'm Shifty and you're Swiftie.
Yes, unashamed. You're an unashamed Shifty, and I'm an unashamed Swiftie.
Yep, absolutely.
I had to nominate as my album of the year, "The Life of a Showgirl," Taylor Swift, just because it dominated so much of
pop culture,
but also my listening. Like, I mean, the launch of that album was a massive event.
Mm-hmm.
I went with producer Kim and some other friends of ours, Bronwyn and Lucy, and we went and saw the film that launched it. And that was great fun, a real event. I bought a physical copy of the album on CD. No, that's not true. I bought 3 of them.
Were they different releases, were they?
They had different acoustic tracks.
Right.
Dropped in at the end. And, of course, they had different artwork. And, it'd be silly not to buy them.
Yeah, gotcha.
That was a massive event. And the album itself was great. People loved it. It's still not one of my number one favourite Taylor Swift albums, but that still means that doesn't mean it wasn't an amazing, excellent album and a great event. For the record out there, Swifties, my favourite song on the album was actually "Ruin the Friendship," which is not, I think, one of the most popular ones. I think most people are going for Fate of Ophelia and that sort of thing, but "Ruin the Friendship" was my favourite song.
Music's a universal language.
Yeah.
Where you can talk about Superman, but not everybody's heard of Superman, or not everybody's seen Superman. I'd say most people around the world probably have. Maybe those in North Korea might not have. They might have seen Super President.
Super Kim.
Right?
Super Kim Jong-un.
Yeah. But music is a universal language that we all speak.
Yes.
We all know it. We sing it. We hear it. We play it. But we all appreciate that you listen to something differently than I do.
Yeah.
And enjoy a particular album or track that somebody else does.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know me. I like all sorts of genres. You know, I listen to all sorts of different types of music and whatever suits my mood at the time.
Yeah.
So,
and I think that's we're both very similar in that respect. That it's about mood. It's not about popularity. It's whatever's happening at the time, and we go, okay, that's what I'm going to start listening to. So,
did you have an album of the year?
I did have an album of the year.
And what was yours?
So mine is very nostalgic. It was Syndicate, which is by The Midnight.
Okay.
They're a synthwave group.
Yep.
They'll actually be touring in early 2026.
Okay.
So if you're in any of the major cities in Australia, they'll be doing one show each, and they're moving on to, I think it's New Zealand and the rest of the world.
Yep.
But very, very popular group when it comes to synthwave, with Tyler Lyle and also Tim McEwen, this is their fourth album. They've sort of each album it works in succession of each other.
Okay.
So they're kind of sort of rounding out this story.
I have to admit, I'm not familiar. So
yeah, but you know, if you haven't heard of the Midnight, I think I actually got the Midnight from Troy. At All Star Comics, Eisner-winning All Star Comics.
All right.
So thanks, Troy. I think he put me onto that.
Good work, Troy. Tastemaker.
Yeah, absolutely. So we share a thing with synthwave.
Well, he knows his music.
Absolutely. I really enjoyed. It's actually their sixth album, but when I say it was in the four, it's this story arc that they're telling.
Yeah.
There's something about synthwave music, and you know, it's a lot of, you know, guitars and electric drums and
kazoos.
Good old
Are they
saxophone.
kazoos?
Saxophone.
No kazoos.
You can never have enough saxophone. So you know,
Saxophone.
Good old Simpsons quote there.
Yeah, I like that.
Saxophone. It always sort of, there's something about music that can transport you to a time or a place or an emotion that, that always just takes me back to the 80s whenever I listen to any synthwave, but specifically the Midnight. And a lot of the tracks that they talk about is, you know, a great night in LA or a great night in New York or a great night that you had with friends or with a loved one, or you know. So
it's nostalgic.
It's really a nostalgic thing. But the Syndicate, I would highly recommend.
I will have a listen. It's one of the things that I like about not just music but pop culture, whether it's movies or reading or whatever. I do. I try not to be a poser about it.
Yeah.
Like, I love music.
Yeah.
And I've got plenty of different artists and genres and songs and stuff that I like, but I don't pretend to know everything about it.
Yeah.
And so when I hear about something like this one that you've just talked about, I get excited
Yeah.
rather than annoyed at myself.
Yeah.
Because it's something that this week
Something new.
I'll have a listen.
Something new,
Yeah,
something exciting.
exactly.
Love is an Ocean is my favourite track on the album. Love is an Ocean it's a little bit more low key.
Yeah.
But it's definitely a ballad that really really enjoyed, and something a little bit different from the other things that they're doing. But that was it for me for albums. Was there anything else that you had on your list of
music?
Yeah,
I had two other categories that I filled. One was my favourite song of the year.
Yep.
And the other one was my favourite soundtrack.
Oh.
Soundtrack. Yes. I love me a soundtrack.
I hadn't thought about that one.
I love soundtracks. I love scores. I've always listened to movie soundtracks and scores going way back.
Now you've got me thinking about soundtracks and what were really good.
Yeah, I almost gave you a heads up. And I thought,
Andor was a good soundtrack, season 2.
Nicholas Britell, I think.
Yeah, that him.
Yeah, he was. I think that was him that did Andor.
He's a composer, right?
He is.
Excellent, good job.
And he came from what was the show about the not Murdoch family?
Oh,
what was that one with
those Menendez brothers?
No, I don't think we're on the same page here. Anyway, Nicholas Britell. Yeah, that was who did the music for Andor, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong, listeners.
Season 2 was good. It was
amazing.
A great soundtrack.
Yeah, every time that title card came up with the different soundtrack, the different score.
Yeah.
Amazing. Really good.
Okay, go.
We've gone on to soundtrack now, so I'll do that and then I'll talk about song. My favourite soundtrack was Ludwig Göransson's Sinners soundtrack. And not just his score for that movie, although the score was amazing.
But the jazz.
And the blues and all of the other stuff around it. That was a standout for me.
Yeah, it's a good one. Good choice.
So that's what I nominated for that. And for Song of the Year, I nominated... what did I go for? I went
Shut Up You Face.
That's again, Song of a Year.
Oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, not Song of this previous year. Just
right, okay.
Past that we're definitely not still in.
If you don't know that song, look it up. Shut Up Your Face.
Yeah, really don't.
Do yourself a favour.
Yeah. But do yourself a favour and
not listen to it.
No, not the whole thing.
What's the matter, you? Hey.
Jeez. Okay, so my song of the year was "Abracadabra" by Lady Gaga.
Oh yeah,
loved it.
Yep,
I loved it. I loved the music video. I loved the choreography. I just thought it was awesome.
Was that wasn't the one that featured in Wednesday, did it?
No, that was Dead Dance.
Oh, Dead Dance.
I almost said that one because I love that as well.
Yeah.
But no, Abracadabra I just thought was really cool. It's got like all those sort of jarring beats and as I said, really amazing choreography and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was my song of the year.
Ooh, that's What
about you? Do you have one?
Well, I said that Love Is an Ocean from The Midnight.
Yep.
It's funny, you look at your Spotify rap that you get, and it was just like synthwave just dominated and I'm like, I really need to step outside my genre.
My Spotify rap is corrupted. Do you know why?
Because your other family members, it's on the family plan.
No, they wouldn't have anything to do with my musical tastes, but no, it's because I use it to go to sleep.
It's the sleep sounds.
White noise. And so, yeah, if I do my Spotify Wrapped, it comes up with Taylor Swift will be in there somewhere, and then it'll be like, sleeping on a train noises or rain sounds in South Korea or something like that. Because
I got the video from Lyle from the Midnight saying, thanks so much for listening to us this year, and
I didn't even look at mine because I just knew that it'd be a mess, and chances are to be the Sandman coming in and saying, thank you for falling asleep listening to
some
these
AI
voices.
robot that does the white noise for you. Says thanks so much for listening.
Yeah, no. So that's my Spotify.
That's interesting.
Badly wrapped.
Yeah. I said Lyle. I actually meant Tyler.
Come on.
Tyler from the Midnight.
You call yourself.
Sorry, Tyler. I apologise. Tyler listens to the show. Thanks for listening. I apologise. His last name is Lyle. If you're in America, you'd be calling him Lyle anyway, because everyone calls everyone by their last names, don't they? Or they do in TV shows and movies. So
I think we should move on.
I'll dig myself out of the hole somehow.
Yeah.
Let's go into... Oh, you've got this week's feature.
I do. By a notification that popped up on my phone, which I normally ignore.
That's me. I usually get all the notifications on my phone and look at them in my sleep.
Yes, you read those.
That's my job.
Reading graphic novels. We've established that.
Everything's digital for me now. It has to be digital because I don't have time to go anywhere or purchase physical media.
You don't have to apologise.
It's all right.
It's a perfectly legitimate way to consume media.
Can't you see the plug in the back of my head? I'm just like plugged into the matrix.
Yeah, I was wondering what that lump was. So anyway, the notification popped up on my phone, and it was IGN's most anticipated comics of 2026.
Ooh.
And I thought,
2026. We've talked a lot about comics.
We have.
Is there an overlap?
No.
Really?
I don't think so.
How interesting.
I mean, there's an overlap in some of the subject matter, I guess. But this is more about, the stuff that they're looking forward to. And
okay.
I had a bit of a look through the list, and I thought, that's all fairly appealing to me. There were a couple of things that I didn't know much about.
Okay.
Maybe you will.
Okay.
Maybe you won't. But
I'll pretend I do.
Yeah, well, maybe there are things we can, learn about in 2026.
Okay.
That's part of the fun of this stuff, isn't it?
Hit me with your list.
Yeah, well, it's
not with. Don't hit me, but just give me your list.
Oh, okay, that's disappointing. That was going to make for some good audio content. It's in no particular order, but the first thing that they've got on their list is IDW's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. They're really looking forward to the new creative team.
Yep.
It's I hadn't heard about this, but Jean Luen Yang is taking over as writer.
Wow.
And Freddie E. Williams II is taking over as the regular artist.
Because he's been doing some covers and some step-ins. So
and he was doing some of that Masters of the Universe
Master Universe stuff. So
they're now getting him to do the main Turtle book. So I'm really excited about that, and IGN is as well.
And they're wrapping up this. They're wrapping up this current arc.
Yes.
So okay. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
So and like you were mentioning about action figures with the Turtles before, it was making me think of this article because apparently they've introduced some new villains.
They have
in the comic recently.
Yes, they have.
So perhaps that's something that the Turtles franchise as a whole is going to look at. Is pushing beyond the characters and the universe that they've known since the 90s.
We're also getting a movie. We're getting another. We talked about
Seth Rogen.
No, not that one. We're not getting the animated. We're another Michael Bay-esque turtle movie, like a live action.
Well, is that a sequel to the other two?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
I think it's another
retelling.
Another retelling.
Okay. Well, it's the Turtles. I'm there. I'll give it a go.
Yeah, please be good.
Well, I can't imagine that'll be in 2026.
Definitely not.
No,
definitely not. It's too busy now.
Yes,
2026 is too busy.
Yes, between the Avengers and Spider-Man and Supergirl and
Dune.
Yeah, Dune and Wicked Part 7 and
Wicked Part 7. That's finished.
Yeah, it has.
It's Wicked's finished for good.
Yeah. Yes, it has. Thanks, Dad. So the first thing was the Turtles. They're really looking forward to the Turtles.
I'm down for that.
Yep. The next thing on the list is X-Men: Shadows of Tomorrow, which is a sort of an overarching story encompassing all of the X-Men books. Apparently, that's going to take place in 2026. I don't think they've got too much.
There's not a lot of info on it.
No, not heaps. But it's whatever's following on from the Age of Revelation crossover that they've had the last little while.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with this. The X-Men United title that they've got coming out, which is headlined by Emma Frost, has something to do with all of the, I think it's like psychic type power sets.
Yep.
And I'm intrigued by what that might offer.
Mm.
And I'm interested to see what the new creative teams on Uncanny and
Yep.
and the X-Men book are going to do.
Yep.
And Cyclops is getting a solo series. I don't remember Cyclops ever getting a solo series. He possibly has. As I say, I'm not an X-Men super fan, but Cyclops being one of my favourite characters, I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with that. I really enjoyed the Psylocke series that
Yep.
came out last year or whenever it was out.
That was a short run, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was. Only a sort of a couple of handfuls of issues, but
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed it.
Yeah.
As I say, that one clicked with me.
She's one of your faves, though.
She is, yeah. And I thought what they were doing with that, the way that they made that character more complex in that series was really good.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to some of the X-Men stuff, and yeah, clearly IGN are as well.
Yeah. Let me ask you a deep dive question.
Yeah.
If you've got a book that you're enjoying the story,
Yes.
but you're not enjoying the art,
Yes.
do you persevere?
Usually, yes.
And if you're enjoying the art, but you're not enjoying the story, do you drop the book?
It depends on how much I'm enjoying the art.
Okay.
Being
It's hard, isn't it?
well,
right?
yeah. I mean, I would describe myself as a visual sort of person.
Yes.
But I do enjoy. I mean, the story is important for me as well.
It's got to be compelling, right?
Yeah, but I mean, if it was a terrible story and it was George Perez doing the art,
Yeah.
I'm still going to be buying the comic.
Really?
Yeah,
You'd endure all the way through just for the
it'd
art?
have to be pretty bad. Yeah, no, it depends on the art. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I
Yeah.
definitely read some comics just for the art, so I think it's a case by case basis.
Yeah.
I think if you're not enjoying something, in
Let-
any sort of way, then obviously you're going to drop it.
Yeah.
So, but I think sometimes the story's enough, and sometimes the art's enough.
Interesting. I'm with
How about you?
100%.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's just an interesting conversation to have with comic book fans.
Yeah,
And how far they're willing to go for an artist or a writer
or a character.
or a character.
Yeah.
Before they vote with their dollars.
Yeah, no, it is difficult because I mean I've had times with even my favouriteest characters,
Like Nightwing.
like Nightwing, where the stories have gone off in directions that I haven't loved.
Mm.
There was one time where the Dick Grayson comics went off in a direction
Secret Agent.
that I didn't love,
When he was Richard.
and I stopped reading it.
Yeah.
But having said that, I've since fallen in love with the work of the writer of that book.
Yeah.
And I've gone back and reassessed it.
Oh,
So
different perspective.
different perspective. But then there's been another run over the last decade of Nightwing that really wasn't clicking with me either, and I did persist through it. And luckily, what happened was it got picked up by Australia's Tom Taylor,
Yep.
who then wrote what I would suggest is arguably the greatest Nightwing run of all time. I'd put it up with Chuck Dixon and Scott McDaniel's stuff from the
Oh, I love Scott McDaniel.
late 90s, early 2000s as my favourite Nightwing stuff. So, sometimes they come good. So it's difficult because you don't want to drop something and then have it, come good straight away. But I mean, that's life, I guess, isn't it? Right, next on our list.
Yes.
DC Next Level. DC Next Level is the next evolution of the All In initiative that started in 2024.
They've sort of been advertising that next level now, haven't they? They haven't
Yes.
really. Yeah, but
Well, it's the next thing to come after DC KO.
it's the next level.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Which is what's happening at the moment, DCKO, and then Next Level is going to be an expansion of new titles, new books, new creative teams, focusing on different characters that don't currently have titles. And it's a trio of characters that I'm really intrigued by.
Yep.
The first one's Lobo, who's going to be in the spotlight during 2026.
He's going to have 5 books.
Yeah, he's not going to have 5 books, but he's going to have one, and it's going to be written by a couple of, I think, probably your favourites. It's going to be written by Scotty Young,
Yes.
and it's going to be drawn by Jorge Corona,
Oh.
who is coming off Transformers.
Scotty Young is doing okay.
So I think that's got the potential to be a lot of fun.
I think Scotty Young will have so much fun with that.
And I think that Ohoe Corona will do a
Yeah.
great job on the art too. Like,
Yeah.
I really think that he's going to click with Lobo. He actually did the art for. He's doing the art for some of the Fight Month titles for DC.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I think he might
Might have
be
done
doing
the Lobo
the
one.
Lobo one. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure I've seen the artwork for that. I haven't read it yet. Have I?
Kind of a bit
Maybe
of
I
an
have.
introduction into what to expect.
Oh, it was Lobo and Wonder Woman. Yes, I have. I have read it. And he did the cover art for that.
Yeah, wow.
And so that's got me really excited. The other one is Greg Rucka's writing Batwoman. So we're going back to...
So which, is it Babs we're talking about?
No, that's Batgirl.
Oh, Batgirl.
So this is Batwoman. This is Kate Kane.
Oh, Kate Kane. Okay, yep.
So, yeah, Greg Rucka's going to be writing Batwoman.
Yeah.
And we're also getting a new Deathstroke the Terminator
Okay.
series
Okay.
from Tony Fleeks, who I confess I don't know Tony's work.
Yeah.
Apologies. But it's the artwork's being done by Carmine Di Giandomenico.
Okay. I would
who's-
never have been able to say that.
No,
so
he's done. Well, I probably said it wrong.
Yep.
But he's done artwork recently on some of the Batman books with Chip Zdarsky, who you
Yep.
mentioned a minute ago, and
See, I told you I was
the
right.
Flash and other stuff as well.
Yep.
He's a real DC stalwart. So
Does it mention anything there about Aquaman and his new adventures?
no,
Do you know about Aquaman's new adventures?
I think you might have mentioned it on last.
He's going to
week's-
space,
Yes,
and he's going to be Emperor
yeah.
Aquaman.
You're going to be drawing blood out of people's heads, or
I don't know. This is a big leap for me. I don't know what to feel about Aquaman
the
going
space
into space.
emperor fish vampire.
Well, it's a bit of a long title, isn't it?
Oh, it sounds great.
Covers all the genres.
It sounds like something Scott Snyder would write.
It's good.
With respect.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. No,
Interesting.
no,
Putting
it
him in
doesn't,
space.
it doesn't mention him in this article, but
Yeah.
no, Aquaman will no doubt be one to watch in 2026 as well.
Emperor Aquaman. Bloodthirsty Emperor.
I'm interested to see what they're doing with Aquaman. I think that some of the changes they're making sound really fascinating.
Blood-bending space traveller.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds fun to me. Next on the IGN's list
Go.
is the reboot of the Archie Comics
Oh, yes.
brand.
Yes. I withheld that info because I knew that
You did.
you wanted to talk about
You
this.
did, and I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
It made me feel like a special boy.
Happy New Year.
So yeah, they're rebooting the Archie comics.
This sounds really interesting.
It does. It's interesting because they mention that it's the Archie's franchise's answer to All Star Superman.
Yeah.
So they're saying it's going to have a postmodern flair.
Yeah.
So what does a postmodern flair say to you?
They're going to be
Sort of like,
doing TikTok dances.
well, sort of like retro futuristic. Is that
Yeah,
what it means?
it could be. Could be retro. It could be dystopian Mad Max future.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I love the trio of titles that they're sort of advertising here. It's Archie, of course,
Yeah.
and Sabrina the Teenage Witch,
Yeah.
and a title called Archie in Hell.
Well, I mean, that all says to me that they're sort of following on from those really popular books that they did
Afterlife with Archie.
Afterlife, which was such a great series.
It was really good. Although this article sort of, I mean, I haven't read any of those for a while, and it says that they sort of petered out, like they only sort of came out very infrequently.
Yeah.
But this sounds like that they're obviously looking to re-energise the Archie brand. I'm thinking that I might even pick some of these up.
Yes.
I quite enjoyed the Afterlife stuff.
Yeah.
And Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And I was a big fan of the
TV,
the Netflix
the
show.
very short run of the TV
It
series.
had a couple of seasons.
2 seasons.
Yeah, but no, I really enjoyed that too. So
Again, ahead of its time.
yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do with Archie. So yeah, I'm excited like that about like IGN is.
Yep.
The next one on the list is Armageddon, which is a there's not a lot of detail, but it's a Marvel thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Being written by again Chip Zdarsky. He's coupling this with his writing duties on Captain America. And there's not a whole lot of details.
I can tell you why it's called Armageddon.
Why is that?
Because Marvel, they get their Armageddon, get more books. So,
Okay. That's a good one.
To Dubai. You like that?
Yeah. No,
Okay, that's why.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Drink some more Dr. Pepper, Dad. Yes, nice. Okay, so moving on.
Yeah.
So the next one is
Yeah, they're keeping them pretty quiet, actually. I have seen the title.
Yeah.
There's not a lot to it. There's no substance to it at all.
Well, I think the
other
excitement in this article is based on not knowing what it is.
Yeah, right.
Whether it's going to be any good or not,
Everything's in a sealed red bag with Armageddon written on it, and good luck.
Well, yeah. I mean, they've got sort of some cover art on this, and I don't even know who the character is, and it's very vague.
Oh,
so
it's just a silhouette, isn't it?
It is silhouette of someone in a cape. Maybe Sentry, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah. So no, I'm willing to give Sentry a go because I just based on what we saw in the Thunderbolts movie, I thought
pretty
he was
powerful.
Yeah, but also a much more interesting character than I realised.
Complex.
Yes. Next on the list is the Absolute Universe expanding.
Oh, yes.
So
this is exciting.
They've got a great image of Absolute Batman number 16.
Yep.
Which is the first meeting of
crossover.
Absolute Batman and Absolute Wonder Woman.
So it's a crossover in two issues.
Yes. It's an amazing cover by Frank Cho.
Yep. They're kind of back to back.
They're both standing, looking over. We're going to have to post this on the Instagram.
Yeah, we'll post that. Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah,
yep.
But
great viewing.
Yeah, no, it's them both standing sort of in a dystopian Gotham type set, looking in the same direction. So,
oh, okay, that's a different cover to what I've seen.
It must be.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have to post the one that you've done too.
Okay.
So
I drew it.
You're just creating work for yourself.
Yeah, always.
But they're talking about what they're going to do to expand the Absolute Universe.
More characters.
Well, there's a new book.
Oh.
Absolute Green Arrow is coming out in 2026. It's being the artworks. It's being written by. Oh my goodness.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Test you.
No, I can't do it. Yeah, I'm going to try it.
Oh.
Pornsack Pichetshote.
No, you're wrong. Incorrect.
I've absolutely butchered that.
Yep.
But it's a new writer. Raphael Albuquerque's doing the art.
Oh, yeah, cool.
So
Yep.
of American Vampire and all sorts of different other books fame. So yeah, they're talking about that Absolute Green Arrow. That'll be interesting. I've just read the Absolute Evil one shot that came out ages ago recently.
Yep.
And Green Arrow doesn't end up very well in that.
No, that is true.
So
he's
I don't know what they're going to do.
pretty down.
Well, he's very yes.
Well, I've got some notes.
He's let's say catastrophically depressed.
I've got some notes for our writer.
Yeah.
Make sure you have an arrow with a boxing glove on it.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, yes.
That's my notes.
I don't know whether that'll feature in the Absolute Universe.
Absolutely a necessity.
But it makes me wonder which Green Arrow, like who's going to be the Arrow.
Oh, so it could be Speedy.
Well, Absolute Flash is not Barry Allen. Absolute Flash
that
is
is
Wally
true.
West.
It's Wally West.
And even Absolute Green Lantern is like the main character in that book.
So we could have Speedy without his
Joe
arm.
Mullane. Well,
drugged out.
Who knows?
So long as he's using a arrow with a boxing glove on it.
But particularly in the wake of the cancellation of the regular Green Arrow series, and with him moving over to Detective Comics
to do Shark Tank with Bruce.
Not going to happen. But I'm really interested to see what they do with an Absolute Green Arrow book. I think that's got real potential.
Yeah.
And the other thing that they talk about
is... Can you
imagine
Absolute Green Arrow and Batman colliding?
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
It'd be gnarly.
Because
do kids still use that word?
When they're surfing the web.
Well, they say, check out this gnarly post.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Yep. That's what I'm going to be putting when I post the Batman.
Yeah. So I'm still hip and groovy. That's
okay.
the validation I needed. And they also talk about how excited they are about Absolute Zatanna.
Oh,
And learning more about her in the pages of Absolute Wonder Woman.
Yep.
She'll
get her own. She'll get her own book.
Well, hopefully.
I think she will.
Character design's fantastic.
Yeah.
Looks like a rock star.
Super cool.
Yeah. Have you heard of Negative Burn?
No.
No, I hadn't either.
Tell me about
Negative Burn. Is an anthology series.
Yeah.
Who's
doing it?
Joe Pruitt.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know much about it, but I'm mentioning it because it's in the article, but they're saying it's the return of Negative Burn. Okay. And it's an anthology.
Image?
No, it's where are we? No, it's a crowdfunded thing.
Oh.
Yeah. So I don't know too much about it, so I won't talk heaps about it. But
it's one of the guys writing the IGN comic store up for. He's like snuck in a plug.
Very cynical attitude.
He snuck in a plug. I would do it.
That's straying from the positivity.
Remember, you're Swifty and I'm Shifty, all right? So I would definitely do that.
Okay. All right.
I'm writing this article about all these great comics. I'm just going to slot mine right in the middle and no one's going to notice.
The Swifty and Shifty sound like Guy Ritchie characters.
They're twins, but they don't look like twins.
You're going to buy a dog. We're Swifty and Shifty.
Yeah, I don't talk at all.
Next on the list, I know about these characters.
Yep.
This is Imperial Guardians. So this is the next evolution of Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
Off the back of the Imperial crossover event, I think it was.
Yep.
That Jonathan Hickman spearheaded in 2025.
That's with the Nova Corps. That was all with the Nova Corps and stuff, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is another Cosmic Marvel title. Featuring a new Guardians team. Featuring
new Guardians team.
Yeah.
So it's a new roster.
Yeah, very different.
Okay.
I haven't heard of Brawn, but I have heard of Captain Marvel. I've heard of Darkhawk, Gamora, and Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Okay.
So that's a new
they're bringing back Cosmic Ghost Rider again around.
Yeah.
He's coming back around. It's been out of circulation for a little bit.
I haven't read any Cosmic Ghost Rider.
It looks kind of cool.
Yeah. Next on the list is the relaunch of DC's Vertigo imprint.
Yes.
And the books that are going to come from that.
It's a long time coming.
It is, yeah. It's been gone for, it'll be 6 years. No, 7 years by the time it gets relaunched. And that's exciting. There's a whole bunch of different new titles. I won't mention, the article doesn't mention a whole lot of them. I know that there's a Tom Taylor zombie dinosaur title coming that I'm really excited about. I think it's got art by him from The Boys. Worked with Tom Taylor on a Constantine Hellblazer series, and that was really good. So, it'll be interesting to see what comes from the relaunch of Vertigo. I don't think there'll be too many people that have a problem with that. That returning.
That's and you're right. I mean, it's been a long time since Vertigo sort of stepped away.
Yes.
And I think they came out with Black Label for a while, where they were trying to.
I think Black Label's probably still going to stick around, but Black Label's more the regular DC Universe characters in more adult stories, whereas Vertigo's going to be used for what it used to be used for in terms of being like creator-owned type titles. Outside of the usual cadre of DC characters. So I don't think that Black Label's going anywhere just yet. I think they serve different purposes. Yeah,
it just reminded me. There's a great if you're really into Vertigo, and the relaunch of Vertigo. There was the off-panel podcast.
Yep.
They were talking to the executive editor, Chris Conroy. I hope that's how I pronounce his name. Or Conry, sorry. Chris Conry. About this, which was announced at New York Comic Con, obviously.
Okay.
Back in 2024. So it has been a long time coming.
Yeah.
And he did talk about some of those panels.
Yeah.
Panels. Some of those new titles.
Yep.
But it just sounded really exciting. You know, they've gone back to basics.
Yeah.
And they've looked at it and they've said, why did we ever stop doing Vertigo in the first place?
Yeah.
But now that they've got a sort of a shot in the arm of, you know, new talent who are going to be, you know, spearheading these books.
Yeah.
I think that's really exciting to be part of that
Yeah.
as well.
I didn't read a whole lot of Vertigo stuff back in the day. I was always more of a just sort of regular DC Universe type stuff.
Yeah.
But these days I read a much broader range of things, and I know that in the latest previews album that All Star Comics put out, a bunch of the Vertigo titles have been announced for early next year.
Yeah.
And I can't remember which ones I put down on my list, but
Right.
I definitely did put a couple down to read them because it sounds like there's some really intriguing stuff coming.
Yeah, if you want to hear that, it is actually a really good episode. It's episode 522 of Off Panel.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Excellent.
definitely a podcast. If you're into comics and you want to hear from an artist or a writer, even an editor, colorists, they pretty much interview everybody in the industry.
Awesome.
Great podcast to check out.
Yep. There's no reason to be bored, people.
No.
Next on the list is they're sort of talking about the Energon universe crossover.
Oh,
And this is another
give me more.
This is another cover that we might have to post on our Instagram.
Oh yeah.
It's Tom Riley's cover featuring Duke and
Optimus Prime.
Optimus Prime.
Oh,
Issue number 20 of
Just-
G.I. Joe.
just put that in a bag and chuck it in my arm. All right.
Yes.
More, please.
He's very excited, is what he's saying.
More, please.
Yeah. So they're just talking about the expansion of the Energon universe and more connectivity between those two key titles.
Are you up to date? Just out of curiosity, are you up to date with?
I'm not.
G.I. Joe.
No, I think I'm more up to date with G.I. Joe than I am with Transformers.
Right.
But I've still got a bunch of issues to read.
Have you seen the introduction of another property?
No, but you did tell me.
So you haven't seen it yet?
No,
Okay.
I haven't seen it, but you did tell me that Mask is coming.
Oh, it is.
Yes.
I did tell you that. Yes.
You did. Yeah, you mentioned it on a previous episode. Otherwise, I wouldn't
spoilers.
be. Yeah, no. Well, if I've spoiled it, Nathan spoiled it earlier. So
No, you spoiled it.
I'm
Thanks.
going to say it's at least 70% your fault, 30% mine.
Just step right in there.
Yeah. Putting my lawyer
yeah.
hat
I think they're setting us up for another property to be introduced
Okay.
completely.
What another one in addition to that?
into the Energon universe? I think Mask will get its own title. That's
So
my,
still no Care Bears.
No, well, it's not part of the Energon universe. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
But I think they're really going for. I think majority of those were. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think they were all Kenner toys at the time.
Yes.
I think Transformers was Kenner as well.
Hey Pulpsters, Nath here. Just correcting a big error on my behalf. It's actually the Hasbro toy line. And MJ, you're correct. It is Care Bears that is part of that line as well. Anyway, back to the show.
Oh, I can't remember.
So I think they're all in that same sort of property universe anyway.
Okay.
Void Rivals is the only one that sits outside of that, which is a creation of Kirkman.
Yeah. Well, that's new characters, isn't it?
And Void Rivals is the one that sort of just pulls it all together, even though that's set in the future.
Yeah.
So that's the nice tie-in. I mean, again, this is talking about different properties with different rosters, all being tied together, and doing the books really well.
Yeah.
So Marvel, take a leaf out of
Skybound.
and look at what they're doing, because that's really good, really good.
Yeah.
Really enjoyable.
Yeah. Yes.
So do they say anything about it other than
No.
Yeah, they're
No.
keeping it pretty tight-lipped.
Yeah.
But,
They're just saying they're excited to see that the connectivity of those two titles evolve and seeing what else is in store for that universe.
Yeah.
They're basically just saying they're really hyped about where it's
leading.
where it's been so far and
Yeah.
where it's going.
Yeah.
The next one on the list is the end of the Ultimate Universe. So
Oh.
Marvel's wrapping up their Ultimate titles, even though
Yep.
they've apparently been selling really well.
Yep.
Um,
Interesting.
yeah, it is interesting. I haven't been reading all of the titles. I've still got all of the Ultimate Wolverine
Yep.
to read. I've been reading the Ultimates, although I think I'm going to have to reread those because I'm not entirely sure what's going on with those. Ultimate Spider-Man's been the star for me.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed that series, but
It's been a runaway hit, right? And I'm really surprised that they're sort of removing that from their.
yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah. So again, Marvel. Shake my head.
Yeah, all right. We're going to have to get some counselling for you and Marvel and get you two in a room.
We'll get me in a room with Marvel.
Yeah,
Come on, Marvel. Just be kind to us.
I just had an image of you and the ghost of Stanley in a
Oh.
therapist's office.
We'll be both walking out arm in arm and saying Excelsior.
Yeah, that movie's patent pending, by the way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Yeah.
And the next one on the list is big changes in Gotham City they're talking about. And in that, they are talking about not only Green Arrow joining Batman in Gotham, in Tom Taylor's Detective Comics, but they're also talking about Poison Ivy becoming the mayor of Gotham, which is interesting.
Oh.
And also the introduction of Joker into the main Batman title with Matt Fraction and Jorge Jimenez.
Oh, I'll be interested to see what they do.
They're saying that we've never seen the clown Prince of Crime depicted the way he is. in
Oh.
this. So it'll be interesting to see what spin they're putting on that.
I wonder if he's crazier.
It'll be interesting to see what Matt Fraction does with Joker.
It's funny how the villains in Gotham, they can all like take their turns at being mayor or,
Yeah,
police commissioner. Or,
yeah.
Well,
None of them are well, so
it doesn't.
it makes sense they're all getting into
It doesn't
politics.
matter that they've got a criminal record. It's fine. They can just join politics. It's okay.
Yeah, no, it's nothing like real life at all, is it?
That's how it's leading.
Yeah. No, nothing like real life at all.
Oh, too funny. Okay, moving on.
Let's keep it on our fantasy funny
Keep
books.
moving on.
The return of Saga.
Yes.
There's more Saga coming from
Another return.
Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples. Well, I think
It's such an epic book.
It's such an epic book, and
They must get exhausted after doing it for a while.
I think that's what it is. And also, this alludes to Fiona Staples and Brian K. Vaughan working on some other stuff at the same time.
Right.
So they've been juggling projects. But it'll be good to see Saga come back.
At least it's like not the 90s image books where we would get, 4 or 5 issues and then the next thing you know they're doing covers elsewhere and we never get a round off, right?
Yeah.
So I'd rather them say, hey, we're on a break.
Oh, I'd rather they said that too. It drives me nuts, particularly, and I know we're doing a bit of Marvel bashing in this episode, but it drives me nuts when I pick up a new Marvel title in particular, and there's 2 issues with the artists that they advertise as doing the big relaunch, and then you never see them
they're
again.
Gone.
It drives me nuts.
Yep.
But yeah, no, I'd rather they took a break as well, particularly on something of the quality of Saga.
Yeah, and this will be its third. I think this will be its third part.
Yeah, well,
yes. and it goes by name, right? Saga. It's an epic book.
Yeah, well, it's the story that they've got planned from start to finish, and it's in many parts. So I think patience is definitely required.
I'm surprised that hasn't been picked up as a TV series.
I think I heard rumours.
Okay.
Maybe I'm
Banana,
not sure.
Bananarama.
Maybe it wasn't Bananarama.
Yeah. You heard a rumour?
Okay.
Shout out to Bananarama who listens.
It's getting late in the podcast nights. Iron Man's got a new series.
Oh.
Yeah. They're
Drunk and
relaunching
Disorderly?
with number 1. No, it's not
okay.
Drunk and Disorderly. It's
That's a good title though.
And Joshua Williamson is going to be juggling his Superman stuff at DC with relaunching Iron Man, which should be interesting. And apparently the emphasis in this one is going to be on what a formidable person Tony Stark is. Not so much Iron Man, but
Ruthless businessman.
yeah, something like that. I don't know whether it's
Okay.
a ruthless businessman, but it says that
He's going to
it's going
Gotham.
to it's going to explore why Tony Stark is the world's most dangerous weapon.
Oh, you know what he's going to do?
What's that?
He's going to join the Shark Tank with Ollie
Okay,
and Bruce.
all right.
What a great show that would be.
Yeah.
Billionaires.
Next on the list is another cover that we are going to post on our Instagram because it's spectacular. It's Jorge Jimenez's cover art for Superman, Spider-Man #1.
Oh, I liked what
So-
you did there with spectacular.
The next, yeah, but totally on purpose. The next evolution of the DC Marvel crossovers,
Yeah.
is Superman, Spider-Man, and Spider-Man, Superman
Mhm.
from Marvel.
Yep.
And that's to celebrate 50 years since the first
Mm.
Superman, Spider-Man crossover, which was the first between Marvel and DC.
Yep.
Yeah, the main story is going to be drawn by Jimenez with a story by Mark Waid. So
Oh, that's a good combo.
yeah, really looking forward to that.
Great combo.
Yeah, that rounds out the list of comics that IGN's looking forward to in 2026.
How exciting.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a good list.
Yeah, no, there's always something to look forward to in comics, and yeah, no, I think it's just fun to have a bit of a look at what's on the agenda for next year.
Absolutely. I think we knew it the close of the show.
We are.
So thanks for your company so far. Hope you've enjoyed my jokes and MJ's insight.
Yeah, I'm sure someone has. You got anything to shout out
You
before we're
just need-
finished?
Yeah, let's go to the shout.
Yeah, let's go to the shout.
All right. I
Let it all
have the hottest 100 for Australia. Hottest 100 is coming up.
For Triple J.
Triple J's hottest 100.
Yep.
Get excited because now it's your time to vote. So for those of you who don't know, who've been not in Australia or living under a rock, hottest 100 is where the nation get to vote on the best 100 songs
Of the previous year.
of the previous year,
Mm.
or you can add your own. Have you noticed that?
No.
So you can now download
Mm.
your Spotify playlists and vote for those if you want to.
Okay.
So if you've got Shut Up Your Face in there, you can add that to the hottest 100
Well,
list.
it won't get on the list because it wasn't from this year, will it?
Yeah, it will. So if enough people have voted for that particular song, so it's kind of skewing it a little bit this year, which is interesting.
Okay.
So yeah, I voted 5 times for Shut Up Your Face.
Is voting open already?
Voting is open.
And you've done yours?
I've done mine.
Oh, okay.
Yep, I've done mine.
Yep.
I will reserve what mine will be. I'm not telling.
No, that's fine.
I don't want you to copy. Well, I do, because I want it to be number 1.
Right.
Shut up your face. Yeah.
You should shut up in your face.
Yeah, so you can check it out. It's hottest100, I think, .com.au, I think is their website.
Yeah.
And
Via the ABC website.
via the ABC website if you want to go through them.
I always enjoy the hottest 100 because I'm not always over what the hot songs of the year are. I don't listen to. I listen to a bit of Triple J, but I don't listen to commercial radio. Personally.
Agreed.
But I'm never quite up to speed with what the best or latest songs and artists are.
Yeah.
But that's one of the reasons why I like listening to the hottest 100 is because that's where I discover them.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to the hottest 100 as well.
Yeah. And so yeah, get voting now for your favourite songs.
Yes, so that I can just learn that they exist.
And looking forward to Australia Day, I think, when it gets played. So.
No, it used to be.
Oh, they've changed the date.
Yes, they've moved it. I think it's like a week later or something.
Oh, okay, cool.
So we might have to check. And see what
Got a
it is.
week longer.
Yeah,
longer to vote.
Well, maybe it's earlier. I can't remember, but it's not on the same day.
Regardless, vote now.
Vote now.
That's my shout.
Right. Well, my shout is more of a. It's not really a rant, but
Yours is a shout.
Well, yeah. I'm
A verbal shout.
I'm going to have a bit of a shout at DC Comics.
Oh.
Because,
So, it's been very controversial.
well, when I was looking through this IGN list of comics to look forward to in 2026, I noticed that one thing was missing that I've been waiting to come back.
I know what it is.
What is it?
Shark Tank with Ollie and Bruce.
Okay, we're going to get you home and tucked into bed soon.
This is the title of the show.
You've started to lose your mind. No, there's a comic missing in the DC catalogue at the moment.
Supergirl.
No, not Supergirl. We've got Supergirl.
I was just plucking it.
No, we've got a great Supergirl series going at the moment.
Okay.
It's really, really good.
I haven't read it.
I have. It's
okay.
Fantastic.
It's worth a go.
You should check it out.
Okay, well.
Legion of Superheroes.
Oh.
DC, bring back Legion of Superheroes.
Good.
We've got most of the main DC supergroups represented at the moment. We've got Justice League in Justice League Unlimited. We've got JSA. We've got the Titans about to be relaunched as New Titans.
New Titans.
Yes, and New Titans in 2026.
Is it a new roster of Titans?
Yeah, I think some of the old ones and some new ones. They've been a bit tight-lipped about who's going to be in it.
Oh.
But, I'm excited.
I'm surprised that IGN didn't put that in there.
No, well, the Titans never get the credit they deserve.
Unsung heroes.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep shouting about them until I'm
I love it.
in the cold, dead ground. Because I love the Titans.
Cold dead ground.
As people know. Yeah, well, like I said, it's getting late.
Get late.
Yeah. DC, please, in 2026 or 2027, preferably 2026, please bring back the Legion of Superheroes. I miss our 31st century friends.
Yes.
I really enjoyed what Brian Michael Bendis did when he relaunched the Legion of Superheroes, and I was really excited about where that was going to go. I loved what we got. I loved the art by Ryan Sook in that book. I love the introduction of characters like the 31st century Dr. Fate, the Gold Lantern, all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
I love the spin that they put on some of the older characters. But I really miss the Legion of Superheroes. I'd love to read a new Legion of Superheroes book. So that's my shout for this week is DC, please bring back the Legion of Superheroes.
Absolute Legend of Superheroes.
No, I'm not even sure I want that. Like I just
bring back the
Legion of Superheroes.
The tried and true.
Well, but one of the things I like about the Legion of Superheroes is that they're optimistic. You know, they literally exist in the future.
Yeah,
it's a bit like Star Trek.
It's a bit brighter.
It's a diverse
team
of heroes from different planets and different backgrounds. And I love it. I want to see what's happening in the future version of the DC universe.
I'm down with that.
That's my shout for this week.
Who would you, if you could choose, artist, writer, who would you want?
Oh, wow. Put me on the spot.
Dan Slott.
I'm going to say Chip Zdarsky because we've said his name.
Because he's hot property.
Yeah. Chip, no.
I'd probably say, no wrong.
No, you know who I'd say? I'd say Mark Waid.
Oh, yeah.
I'd love to see a Mark Waid, Dan Mora art,
Wade and Mora
on Legion of Superheroes.
Okay. You heard it here first.
Yeah, I'd love to see a relaunch from those two or from someone else.
We know DC executives listen to this show, so thank you for listening.
Of course, we're agenda setters
and
here.
Yeah? I'm usually the one that's under the table, remember? Just like listening in. So.
Yeah, well, it's DC executives under this table right now listening to us, waiting to give the green light on the new Legion
love
series.
It. Wade and Mora would be great combo. It'd be really cool to see.
Well, I mean, they've been doing great work on World's Finest
absolutely.
and other stuff.
World's Finest is a great book.
It's great, but I just think, can you imagine, Legion of Superheroes book with that creative team?
Yeah,
I think it'd be great.
Be cool.
So that's my shout.
Wow. So that's 2025 for us and for you. Thanks for your company this year. It's been a wild ride. This is episode 9. And
we are well up and running,
and and we're going strength to strength, and it's all riding on the back of you, our listeners. We again are grateful for your company and grateful for you following this journey of positivity when it comes to all things pop culture.
Tell your friends.
But yeah, thanks very much. And next week, before I get into the wrapping up, next week we've got a guest.
We do.
For something new. We did have a guest this time. We had producer Kim.
Yeah, no, we do. Well, we got a guest. We'll keep quiet about who it's going to be at this stage. But,
but look forward to that.
Yeah, look forward to that because it'll be a fun spin on the podcast, and we're really looking forward to having her.
Yeah, 2026. We've got some new and exciting things to bring to you, along with guests.
Yep.
And when we say new and exciting, it's not going to be a new Marvel book. It'll be
merch. Is it merch?
Merch. Yeah, with a T-shirt that says they're all died.
Okay, we're still working on merch.
They all died.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, seriously, merch next year for sure. Absolutely, 100%.
Awesome.
Yeah. Your freshly weekly dose of all things pop culture on the back of a T-shirt. It'll be really nice and long.
Yeah.
But thanks for your company. We look forward to chatting with you in 2026. But we look forward to MJ when we hear him say,
do not sell marijuana to my husband.
Happy New Year. Stay fresh.
Good night, Australia.
When the time is